If you're listening to the replay of this live, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the video. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing Bill Haney. Is he a genius or crazy? But before we do that, make sure y'all punch that like button and subscribe button if you're new here. And make sure you let me know and drop it below in the comment section as we go throughout the video. Shout out to everybody for being here today. I want to give y'all a round of applause. Give yourself a hand. Thank y'all for coming by the show today. I know I'm a little bit late, but y'all know 6:30 every Friday, 5 to 7 every Sunday, I'll be live. Now, a lot going on this week, but not really. But tonight, we're gonna talk about Bill, Haney, what's going on with Devin. And before we get started, and I'm gonna shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna let a couple more people pull up in here. I mean, no, this is not hate. Like, nobody's hating. They're in the media. They tweeting. They talking. They doing press conferences. They want people to talk about them clearly. So that's what I'm doing. I'm a content creator. They coming out. They want people to make content, talk about the moves they got going on, which is why they're doing it publicly. So that's what we're gonna do here tonight. Got some Tank Davis talk we might throw in there. Some Jerron Boots Ennis maybe. What's up with him and Eddie Hearn? But next year, shaping up. We're hearing about some rumors about some decent fights that's gonna be made. Fedor Spence fight supposedly finally about to get made. I'm not even listen when they announce Spence Fedor, they announce it. They not about to keep. It's in December. It's in February. It's in March. Like I'm not finna do that. I don't like that. I do not like that. If this finna be one of them, if this one of them type things, like after like two fight announcements and a move, I'm done with it until we just find out what's really going on. You got 2 fight dates with me. After 2 fight dates, I'm done with it. And I'm gonna see what's really going on. I'm just gonna wait because I ain't got time for you to be 2, 3, 4 fight dates. Like when that Terrence Crawford negotiation was going on, after he walked away for that Avenesian fight, I was done with it. I was like, just move up, Earl, and forget it. Forget it. Just move up and go to 54. This dude playing like that. Seriously. If I were Earl, I guess that was his biggest payday or whatever the case may be. But if I were in Earl's position, I wouldn't have fought Terrence Crawford because you playing with me. And I would have felt some type of way about that. I don't like people stringing me along, and then just dropping me off for disappointment. Like, you stringing me along for these negotiations. I'm thinking this fight coming up, it's the biggest fight of my career, and then you've been secretly negotiating behind my back, and then you dip off and go take another fight. Nah, I'm good. You good. You could have it. I'm like, you could have it and move right on up. But I'm not in Earl's position. So Earl did whatever he had to do. But I'm just saying, yeah, once you done duck twice, just let me know when the fight announced. I'm not finna keep trying to keep up with the story and like Zepeda and Shakur. I'm done with that. I'm done with Zepeda and Shakur. Let me know when they make the fight. I don't want to hear, but they supposed to be fighting in February. They supposed to be fighting. I'm not even gonna pay attention to it no more. Cause how many times Zepeda didn't duck Shakur allegedly? I don't like people like keep stringing me along and gaslight me. So you got two fight dates with me, and then just let me know when it's official. But let's see who we got in the building. And while I'm saying what's up to everybody, let me know and drop it below in the chat. What stuck out to you this week with the boxing talk? We got D1 in the building. What up, D1? We got All Things in the building. What up? We got Cash Crypto. Benaya Wright. What's going on? Mr. Greg in the building. What's going on, Mr. Greg? We got Cash Crypto, Fight Game. D1. Let me see who else we got. We got Champ Ross in the building. What up, Champ Ross? Oh, let me check D1. Hold on. We got, let me see. We got D1 kicking the show off with the $2 in the Cash App. He say, for salutations, this is my 2 cents. Shout out to D1 for the $2 in the Cash App. And y'all be sure to help support the channel by punching that like and subscribe button. You can monetarily support the channel by hitting the super chat, or you can hit the Cash App that's scrolling across the bottom of your screen. But be sure to support the channel. Running the YouTube channel is not free. We do have expenses, so let me know you enjoy the content. Salute Marshawn West. What's going on? Cash Crypto say, all I see is the delusional Haney clan has new life and new narratives. Man. It says, hit the like button. Yeah. What's up, Jonathan? What's going on? Champ Ross say, next week, my predictions league starts up season 23. If any of y'all want to join, shoot me an email and I'll get y'all in free to play cash prizes. Predictions for what kind of league, Champ Ross? Hey, absolutely. You know what it is, D1. He say, I just got a support in the Cash App because a 2 in the Cash App is 5 on the Super Chat. For real, for real. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's get to this. Now, the first thing that I want to address, and I just dropped a video about this, so y'all make sure y'all check it out. Oh, hold on. I got to sneeze. Is the Teofimo Lopez Devin Haney fight? Put a 1 in the chat. Or let me ask you a question. Hold on. Got to sneeze again. Man. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do y'all think that, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how realistic did y'all think that the T.O. Devin Haney fight was? I'm interested to know. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Hold on. So, give me 1 second, y'all. Let me find some real quick. All right. So Bill Haney's out here saying Teofimo duck Devin. Here's what I think about that. So from what I've seen, Turkey's been trying to make fights through Bill. Now, we've heard that usually when Turkey wants to make a fight with a fighter, he contacts the fighters directly. But for some reason, when Turkey wants to make a fight with Devin and Bill, he lets Bill know the fight that he want to make the fight, and then Bill contacts the fighter. We seen it with the 20 million with Tank Davis. Y'all remember that when he was on the internet, like 20 million. He was saying that like over and over and over and over. That's interesting to me, and here's why. When Devin was on the Andre Ward show talking about fighting T.O. in December, I was like, really? You fighting T.O. in December? And y'all remember when Devin was on All the Smoke. Y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong. Was it Tank also supposed to fight in December? But back then he said that Turkey tried to give T.O. an offer. So T.O.'s whole situation with Top Rank, where he was in litigation with them, and we were like, how could you even try to offer T.O. a fight? He's in litigation with Top Rank. That's what we were saying back in December. How you gonna offer him a fight when he in litigation with Top Rank? So then, boom, no fight, right? Because so apparently T.O. turned it down. Now we move forward, and he says, "Oh, Turkey offering T.O. another fight again, apparently." And T.O. turned it down because they want us to fight on Top Rank with the pay-per-view and this and this and that. And then T.O. comes out and he tweets that basically I'm with I'm going to be I'm with ESPN and I can't fight on no other network until like June of 2026 or July 2020, or July 2025 or something like that. So when I hear that, I'm like, so how was the fight ever going to be made, Bill? How was the fight ever going to be made if once again one of Bob's fighters are in an exclusive contract with the network and they cannot fight on any other network until their contract is up? How are you going to counter offer a deal with Top Rank with a deal from Turkey when Turkey fights on what network? Let me know and drop it below chat. What network does Turkey fight on? What network does Turkey fight on? So the whole thing about the fight happening and this and that, and he turned it down, I just broke it down to y'all why it's completely false. And this is no means of me trying to take up for T.O. or say T.O. not ducking. I could care less. I'm just pointing out the fact. I'm just stating the facts. That's what I'm doing. So if Teofimo was first time they talked about the fight, he was in litigation with Top Rank. Boom, he out of litigation with Top Rank. Top Rank offer him a fight. He allegedly doesn't want the fight because he's the A side. He don't want to be on pay-per-view. And he says, "Oh, well, Turkey offered T.O. a deal, but he turned it down." Well, Turkey turned it down. And then T.O. comes out and says, "Well, Turkey never even contacted him about a fight. So he don't even know nothing about it." So now you put it all together and it all makes sense. Devin and Bill was offered to fight Teofimo Lopez on Top Rank. It's no other deal on the table because there's no other deal that T.O. can take because he's contractually obligated to ESPN. And the reason why I'm bringing this up also is to make the point that y'all keep talking about, and we're not going to hash it out, but fighters fighting fighters and fighters ducking fighters, when the whole time the problem is that they're tied to the network. It's not about a duck. It's not about I should have fought you 5 years ago. I couldn't have fought you 5 years ago because of the contract that you had with the network that you were with. If he goes and fights on the zone, especially if Bob don't want him to, or however that could work, he's going to breach his contract. Period. So maybe that's why T.O. hadn't heard from Turkey. Or maybe Bill and Devin just didn't want the fight and it's just all a deflection. So they don't got to seem like they just was like, nah, we don't want that fight right now. That's all I'm saying. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Y'all ain't even talking about what I'm talking about. Oh, the zone. Okay, there y'all go answering. All right, we got Lorenzo in the super chat with $2. And he says nothing. Shout out Lorenzo for supporting the channel. So that's all I wanted to point out about the Turkey deal as we move forward with the conversation about hold on. Fight game say what's wrong with this? Fight game say, ooh, 2 cent, you exposing too much. They gonna come for you. No, I'm not exposing nothing. I'm just saying. When he tweeted that out, I'm like, so if you an exclusive with ESPN until whatever the middle of 25, what are we even talking about? If you can't fight on no other network, what are we even talking about? Because moving forward today, I'm watching all these interviews that Bill and Devin Haney are doing and their press conference and stuff that they're doing for absolutely no reason because they don't have a fight coming up. And they're steady and they keep asking them about T.O. and they keep talking about how T.O. ducked the fight and he turned down so much money for these fights. And I'm like he can't even if he wanted to fight, he couldn't take the fight. Maybe if Bob was like, all right, you could take it, maybe, but it's not even up to Bob because it's y'all remember when Bob pulled was it Bivol? What fight was Turkey supposed to be having with some of Bob fighters, and then he snatched them off the Turkey thing because they could only fight on ESPN. What fight was that, y'all? I can't think of what fight that was, but that's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that. He probably thought, oh, I could make this fight with Turkey, and then ESPN was like, and boom, he had to snatch it back at the last minute. So you've already seen that happen with Bob Arum and Turkey. So I believe T.O., when he tweets that out, I believe that that's probably the case, which is why he cannot take a fight with Turkey. So what you really did was just turn down the offer to fight T.O. on pay-per-view at Top Rank. Because either you don't want the fight right now, you're not ready for the fight right now, or you want to tune up first. Just say that. That's all I'm saying. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only issue is y'all put a cap, the blue cap in the chat. Y'all put the blue cap in the chat because I just called cap on all of that. And we just solved the mystery. Now, when Devin tweeted out that he was going to London for an open workout, I was thinking in my head, like, why is he doing that? Why is Devin going for an open workout in London? He don't got no fight out there. Like, I don't know. It's weird. And so I seen him. I watched today. I didn't really watch the open workout, but I watched the interviews. I seen Bill doing some interviews. I seen Devin doing some interviews. And I'm just like, man, like, what are they doing? And then you don't know who you fighting. You don't know. First, you say you fighting in March, right? But as I'm watching these interviews, I see you saying you fighting in March, but you don't know when you fighting. You don't know who you fighting. You don't know where you fighting. And you don't know when you fighting, even though you saying you fighting in March. And once again, who is fighting in March? Tank is fighting in March. So now, once again, Devin is fighting in March. The same time Tank is fighting in March. Only we don't know who Devin is fighting. We don't know when Devin is fighting. And we don't know where Devin is fighting, according to him, which is what he was saying in his interviews today. That's basically what he was saying in interviews today. And so I'm watching these interviews. He got all the reporters. They answering the questions. And I'm thinking in my head, like, damn, is Bill a genius or is he out of his damn mind? I'm conflicted because think about it. Devin Haney don't got no fight right now. And we've been talking about him all week. Devin Haney don't got no fight right now. He don't know who he fighting. He don't know when he fighting. He don't know where he fighting. But yet, we've been talking about Devin all week. Now he doing an open workout and he doing interviews. He all on the YouTube. He popping up in your home screen, and he don't even got no fight coming up. It's genius, right? Right? But then it's like, bruh, what are you doing? You don't got no fight coming up. Why are you doing an open workout? You don't know who you fighting, when you fighting, or where you fighting. You doing interviews. You can't answer no questions. You can't answer nothing. They're like, oh, Dev, who's that? I don't know. I'll fight anybody. And then you're not saying nothing. But Bill Haney is doing a good job riding the momentum they got. He's doing a good job taking advantage of the people want to know what's up with Dev. People want to know what's going on with Dev. People want to watch the interviews. People want to see how he talking. Oh, he's stuttering. Oh, he this and that. You know, little stuff like that. They're going to pick apart every word. They're going to make lives and videos. You could tell Bill Haney wasn't even that prepared. He couldn't even cap like he normally capped. But y'all let me know and drop it below. Is it genius or is it crazy? Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. But I just, who are you fighting? And then it's like, if you do have a fight coming up, why are you doing all this? Are you doing all this because you don't have a fight coming up? If you got something on the table with BLK Prime, like what's going on with that? Who would you fight at BLK Prime? Who is Turkey gonna put you in the ring with? And I don't like what is the relationship with Bill and Turkey? I'm curious because it's like you couldn't talk to him on the phone. You had to go all the way to London to go talk to him. I thought he already had an offer on the table for you and Tiafimo. If that's the case, why not just pick another opponent? Like, what do we like? Why do we got to meet again and do all that? Like, just find somebody else who wants to fight. Find somebody else who wants to fight. Replace Tio. Since you already had the offer, like you do, you know what I'm saying? You be hearing Turkey calling this person, oh, this person was supposed to fight. Oh, they injured, he switch it out, swap it out. Turkey be putting them fights together fast. He be finding them replacement opponents fast because Turkey got the bag, right? So it should be nothing to just swap it out. It shouldn't be nothing to just swap out the fighter. That's what I think. That's what I would think. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm just saying. So let me see. Shout out to Mr. Greg for the $5 in the cash out. Hold on, where my sounds at? He says, until there is an official press conference with both fighters and promoter, there is no fight. They are just keeping fans talking. Shout out to Mr. Greg. But that's the point I'm making, Mr. Greg. That's what's the genius about it. You keeping the fans talking. We listen, y'all. I think y'all missing it. This the genius in it. Listen. And when I say we, I'm not talking about me because I didn't watch no open workout. I watched all the interviews though. We watched Devin Haney today do an open workout and interviews for no reason. He's not like at a fight and they caught him in the back of the fight and they hit him with a quick interview. He's not about to fight and he just working out. You know what I'm saying? None of that. He don't have anything going on. He just chilling. But he making you feel like he really got something coming up. Now he may really have something coming up. But the way they was talking today, it didn't seem like he had something coming up. Did y'all watch any of those interviews? Put a one in the chat if you watch the interviews. Did he make y'all feel like he has something coming up, or did he make y'all just feel like, okay, well, you still don't know what's really going on because you talking to Turkey, you talking to BLK, you talking to You know what I'm saying? You don't know where you're fighting. You don't know when you're fighting. You don't know who you're fighting. And my question is, let me read some of y'all comments first before I get that. And then I'm going to drop. Well, I got about 15 more minutes, and then I'm dropping a link because I want to get y'all 2 cents about this because I'm conflicted. I think it's a good idea. I think it's crazy. Fight Game say Dev went to leech off the promo for the February 22nd card. Who thinks of that though? Fight Game? Bill was at the house like, let's go fly across the water and hop in the ring and get some of this camera time and this. And I mean, last time Turkey ain't even give him no ticket to the fight. Remember that? So now he all in the videos at the fight promo. Champ Ross say Devin might be trying to get in with being Shalom Boxer. The UK card is going on this weekend. Says I think they do know. They just want to act like they don't so they can say everybody ducking them. We got Ty in the building. What's going on? Zach in the building. What's up, Zach? Zach say Devin will never go head to head with Tank. Oh man, what y'all talking about? Cash Crypto say yeah. Listening to Devin that interview, the BLK Prime ish ain't for sure either. Haney spoon feeding their fans BS. Fight Game say Dev is pump fake queen. Thomas Hill say cook on sis. Gotta build the interest and move that Q rating. Dev doing his thing. Shout out Edward Morris in the building. He say they all ducking the dream. We got Rollo Green in the building. Shout out Rollo. He say both the Zone and BLK Prime told Dev, see you in March. How? Says, yeah, but he has no fight. It just makes him look stupid. How about less talk and more fights? And that's what I'm saying, Zach. It looks crazy. But if you gotta because thinking about it from a marketing perspective and how some people feel like all publicity is good publicity. We talking about Devin. He, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got no fight. We talking about him. We got interviews. We looking at the interviews, reacting to the interviews, giving our 2 cents about the interviews. But I mean, and the truth is, people are interested and want to know what's next for Devin Haney, and they're riding that momentum. Now, hopefully, they ride the momentum into something big, because if they don't, I feel like all this stuff is gonna backfire. Fight Game say Dev fell off. Oh, Cash Crypto says, remember only the biggest and best fights and no tune-up fights, Rollo. No Steve Claggets of the world. And then I heard Devin today say he don't take tune-ups. Why? Since when is taking a tune-up like not what you supposed to do? I mean, I get it, Earl, no tune-up, blah, but that was his thing. That was Earl's thing. You know, I want to put on all entertaining fights for my fans. That's what he wanted to do. Maybe that's some other fighters wanted to do, but how did they end up and how did their careers end up? Because that takes a toll on you as a fighter. So I get it, Devin. Like, no tune-up, but Devin, take a tune-up. Nobody is gonna give you a hard time about taking no tune-up. If anybody is telling you not to take a tune-up, I feel like they tripping. If anybody is gonna try to clown Devin Haney because he taking a tune-up or this opponent ain't this, like y'all tripping. Like y'all tripping. It's stupid. Let that man take a tune-up. He been out the ring, first of all. Let the man get a tune-up. I don't understand why y'all put all these unrealistic expectations on some of these boxers. Says if he doesn't fight someone that fits the bill, hold him to the torch like you do his contemporaries. You know they're not gonna do that, but that's what I'm saying. That's my point I'm making, Thomas Hill. They have unrealistic expectation for these fighters. That's the whole thing. And if what I just said made sense to you, then you should have realistic expectations for the other fight, for all the fighters, not just your favorite fighter. You say some of these fanatics ride with no hands. Come on, Cash Crypto. The suspense is building. They all want to know what's the Dream's next move. Who not paying 70 for Dev next fight? I am. Whoa, 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 whoa. You tripping with that one, Rallo. But if you're willing to pay $70 for Devin next fight, cool. Cool. You say nobody was paying for Devin's fight before Ryan, and even less will pay now. Listen, people love a comeback story. People love a comeback story. People love to see if you're going to make it. People love to see if you're going to pull through. And that's why I'm following the Devin Haney story, because I want to know if he's going to make a comeback. I think that if I would have had a channel back when Earl got in his car accident, I would have did the same thing. I think he'll have a great story if he's able to persevere and overcome all the obstacles that Bill Haney has placed in his way. Says now his next move should be to activate his champion and reset status and get the belt back, then run it with Ryan. That was a great way to switch gears and segue into my next point. Why is nobody telling Devin Haney to go and get his belt back? What? Go get your belt, Devin. To get your tune up, go get your belt back. Or you know what? What y'all think? Go get the belt back or run it back with Ryan? Because Ryan is his biggest fight, and that'll be a big money fight, we think, or I think, my 2 cents. And why he worried about that belt if he could just get back in there with Ryan? But now if he don't plan on getting back in there with Ryan, go get your belt back. But speaking of belts, my next point, and I'm about to drop the link because I don't see no Hanos clan in here tonight. Where y'all at? I see Rollo in here representing. Shout out Rollo. But where are the rest of y'all? Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me get my charger. Where's Hanos clan? Devin. You gotta say Devin name 3 times in a row and they pop out like Candyman. Hold on. So next point. They asked Devin, yo, Devin, what weight class will you be fighting in? And do you know what Devin said? He said he's going to fight at catchweight 143 and 144. And I was like, okay, cool. You're going to fight at a catchweight 143 and 144. But doesn't that mean that you're always going to be either bringing somebody down or pulling somebody up? If you were fighting at a catchweight of 144, wouldn't that mean if you're fighting somebody at 140, you bringing them up? And if you fighting somebody at 147, you bringing them down? Isn't that frowned upon? Don't we have an issue with that? Haven't y'all been roasting Tank Davis this whole fight promotion because he's bringing Lamont Roach up from 130? Let me see what y'all saying about that one. So I'm just asking, how are y'all like? Listen, I don't have a. If Devin want to fight at a catchweight, Devin can fight at a catchweight. I don't have a problem with Devin fighting at a catchweight. If he gonna bring fighters up and bring fighters down to fight, People do that in boxing. That's a thing. It's not abnormal. It's not like, oh, this person pulling somebody up in weight. Like, it just don't happen that often. It's a rare thing. It happens all the time in boxing. All the time. But y'all want to try to pick it out with one fighter and be petty with it. But now your favorite fighter is going to be fighting at a catch weight, which means they either going to be bringing somebody up or they either going to be bringing somebody down. Why? Because nobody fights at 144. Now, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just making the point that y'all got to stop nitpicking and trying to downplay another fighter for the things they doing, and then your fighter come right back out and do the same thing. Even, you know what I'm saying? They do the same thing. They do it on a whole nother level now. But I'm wondering, how are you going to be able to fight at a catch weight if you don't have the leverage? I mean, I guess they just gonna negotiate the catch weight in the contract? Like, I don't know. And if you're always fighting at a catch weight, can they make a championship fight at a catch weight? Or, how many fights, how many championship fights, how many belts they gonna let you fight for at a catch weight? Does that mean you're not going to be interested in trying to get no more belts? I just got questions. I'm just curious. We all want to know what's up. You doing media workouts and press conferences and interviews. You want us to discuss it. We discussing it. Ty Drake for say, I ain't watched that BS. I'm sick of the Haneys. I'm at the point where it's glove up or shut up. Thomas Hill say, got to get them views up and eyes and ears up on them. Absolutely. Say, Rollo, y'all's problem is he's only been on pay-per-view because promoters have to recoup the money he was demanding. Nobody made money on a Dev fight. Mr. Greg say, to me, it's just chatter. But after a while, you stop caring. Facts. But see, this is the thing, though. What are they going to do after this? Like, if they don't announce a fight soon, they're going to lose the interest of the people. They're going to lose the interest. And everybody's going to be like, you just talking. You still talking. But if they're able to keep the attention, I get it. They just talk. But if they're able to keep people's attention and keep people talking, y'all got to admit that that's a hell of a skill. Says head-to-head, meaning never fight the same time as Tank. Tank's shadow is too big for Dev to thrive. But he fighting in March. Tank fighting in March. Tank was supposed to fight in December. He was fighting in December. I'm just saying. I don't know if I'm tripping or it's just a coincidence or, I'm just pointing out my observations. Fight Game saying that dumb shit got Earl ass beat, SMH. But that's what Earl wanted to do. Like, Earl, a throwback fighter. You know how them throwback fighters, they got in all them hard fights and they could barely walk and talk when they got old, and obviously that's where I wanted. He wanted to, like, just be the guy. Like, I ain't never took no tune up. I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? And you got to respect that. But everybody's not Earl Spence, and everybody ain't like that. They not, and it's cool. Everybody not the same. Thomas Hill say, yeah, he says what he thinks. People want to hear and get behind, but he don't be meaning that ish. His heart ain't in it like that. Who you talking about, Thomas Hill? Facts. Very unrealistic indeed. In 2 minutes, I'm about to drop the link. Let me get through y'all comments. Fighters only fight once or twice a year. A lot of time, a tune-up is a waste. It's not like back in the day when boxers were fighting 3-4 times, so you could slip in your Dridium tune-up. I mean, yeah, that's true, Rich Porco, but it's like, for some reason, they still come off like you just can't fight tough fights back to back to back to back to back. And that's true. They not fighting 3 to 4 times a year, but they, like, name a fighter that don't, besides Earl Spence, name a fighter that don't take tune-ups. I don't know any. Big tripping, but support the Turk. Dev making moves. What moves is Dev making? Edward Morris, let us know. Rollo say, no, what are you missing? No, what you are missing by being a hater is out of 1,000 fighters, Dev is a top 10 draw. Who being a hater, Rollo? Ain't nothing I said on here was hate. A comeback story would be the rematch with Ryan. Until he fights that fight, Most people look at Devin as a joke. I think he gonna rematch Ryan. He don't gotta rematch him right now. Like, that don't have to be his next fight. There's plenty of rematches that don't happen like, oh, we fight, boom, we rematch. No, it's fights in between a lot of times. Like, let's he don't got to rematch Ryan Garcia right now. Oh, and this is another point I wanted to ask and bring up. I can't get through all your comments. Let me take on all day. Oh, I see. Hold on. Got a super chat. Listen, if I'm catching y'all super chats late, my bad. I'm just getting used to this thing. Shout out to Todd Joseph with $1.99 in the super chat. She says it's always separate rules for Tank. Shout out to Todd Drake. What was we just talking about? Oh, my next thing I wanted to ask. So how does, let's say I want to fight Devin Haney, right? How does the 365 testing thing work? If I want to fight you, are you just saying as soon as we decide to fight each other, boom, I sign up for the 24/7 365 testing and then we go from there? Or do I got to sign up to fight you a whole 365 days before we fight? That was a question I had. I just dropped the link. So come up here on the panel. Let me know your 2 cents. Just drop the link. Pin it to the top of the chat. Link pinned to the top of the chat. So y'all be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. Hit the Cash App up. Hit the super chat up. Click the panel. Come on, give me your 2 cents. I've been on here cooking for about 46 minutes straight. So what's up? How does it work? Because if you fighting in March, you're not about to be giving nobody 365 testing right now. Or, maybe they don't want to like get their opponent earlier. They're going to get their opponent a little, I don't know. Maybe they do not know their opponent. They just not saying nothing. I don't know. But I'm just curious how it works. So what y'all think? Bill Haney, genius, crazy? I know a lot of people saying just shut up and get in the ring, but honestly, it's hard for a boxer or difficult, which I guess it's a little easier in this day and age for to stay relevant in between their fights. Y'all see Tiafimo, he putting up mini movies and stuff, and like they're trying to stay relevant in between their fights. And they need to be able to do that without being crazy, looking crazy, acting stupid, getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? They need to be able to stay relevant in between their fights without having those type of problems. Devin is staying relevant. He sat out for a little while. He came back. He's trying to stay relevant. I'm not sure if they're really building up to something or if they're just trying to be in the light right now while they get everything worked out. But shout out to Coach Eddie, Thomas Hill, Cash Crypto, and Mr. Greg in the building.
What up, y'all? What up,
but y'all? I think Thomas Hill was up here first, then Mr. Greg, then Cash Crypto, then Coach Eddie. Thomas, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
For the show, my 2 cents would be, first off, bravo for my man Devin going out there and speaking for himself. It's a refreshing look when these fighters speak for themselves and actually give you some kind of questions and some kind of answers to your questions. Only thing was disappointed was there was a little circle jerk with some of the answers, and no real true definite responses to as far as Tank and I'm not Tank. I mean the next fight, and then the time and frame in which they really truly target to get in the ring and who that opponent will be. But I mean, bottom line is it's always a good look when they talk, and it's good to see him back training. So ready, hopefully, we'll have a fight that is of the caliber that he mentioned. No tune-up, and the biggest and best that he can take. So looking forward to seeing him in the ring.
So you would prefer for him not to take a tune-up?
Me, I think he should take a tune up. I think he's been out too long, and on top of that, I think it's some stuff he really needs to he needs to work on. I mean, it's so much that was laced in his answers, like they're still not accepting the fact that it really wasn't the supplements that gave Ryan the advantage. It was the fact that he didn't prepare enough to get away of certain things that are open and have been open and available ever since the damn JoJo Diaz fight. And if you continuously believe that you haven't corrected those things or they don't need to be corrected, you continue to open yourself up for future disaster, bro. And that's the truest problem for me. But hey, to each his own. I think that's what that is. That 24/7, 365 is just a way to justify. Hey, I didn't get beat fair and square.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to ask the I'm gonna let Mr. Greg go next, but I want to say this. If I would have told you Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are gonna get in the fight, and Ryan Garcia is going to hit Devin Haney with 7 clean hooks throughout the fight, does Devin Haney still win that fight? Now, go ahead, Mr. Greg. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Mr. Greg, we can't hear you. You got to
Mr. Greg,
unmute.
you there? All right,
I'm
Cash
sorry.
Crypto. We
I
go.
got it.
Oh, there
I
you
got
go.
it.
There you go. Okay.
All right. I don't have any problem with the fighters keeping themselves in the mouths or keeping themselves in the limelight and having fans talk about them. But it's what you've done previously, how you perform when you do fight. And if there's no controversy or you're not complaining about something went wrong in the fight constantly, or there's no controversy every time you fight, that makes a difference because that's the problem that I have with Devin. There's always some little issue there, and the way they handle it. So all of the talk, like I said, I've got to the point many years ago that until I see the fight, like I said, when you're on the dais and both fighters and the promoter are officially doing the fight, that's when I believe the fight's taking place. All the other stuff, I want to fight this one, I send that one a contract, et cetera, et cetera. I get why that happens. It's to keep interest, is make us stay, want to really see these particular fights. But when your performance is always, and the end of the fight is always some question about it, I start to look at what you're doing when you're always talking. And that's the case I had. Like I said, that's the case I have with Devin. I hope that there's a good fight coming from him. I don't see why he would need a tune-up. If he feels that he doesn't need a tune-up, he shouldn't take a tune-up. You should go ahead and just get up, stop whining about somebody did this or somebody did that. Sign for the fight. Greed is always going to be a big issue nowadays. Everybody wants a ton of money every time they fight. And a lot of times that money just isn't there. There's too many ways to see fights now for free, even though you're supposed to pay for them. And that's affecting promoters and everybody else's bottom line. So everybody really wants some guaranteed money nowadays because that's the only real money that you can say, I got that. The back end money sometimes come, a lot of times it really doesn't.
And it seemed like Bill learned that, huh?
Yeah, they're learning now. I mean, it's all kind of ways to have all kind of things happen where there's no profit that you can show where you can get some back end money. I hope that this year, like with Devin, that you just make the fight, promote it, stop all the drama and the soap opera stuff that takes place now, because that's what fights has become. We have a long soap opera about who we think is going to fight. It always turns out you're fighting somebody else, and then we're going to complain about that because fans can be kind of fickle as well. So my 2 cents on this is that I don't mind them talking as long as they have performed every time they fought previously. But when that doesn't happen, you start to say, this I don't even care anymore. I'll
Right.
watch it if it comes. And I don't want to feel like that about fighters because there's some really talented guys out there, but there's so many machinations out there that You got to sit and listen to. And as I said, we do more on the podcast. There's more fight that takes place on the podcast than they do in the ring, and that shouldn't be. Most of the time, we should be talking about fights that's just happened or fights that's about to actually happen, where we can
No,
really
we
get
gotta be
into that.
toxic. No, we gotta be toxic, Mr. Greg.
I don't mind us being toxic. I just want. I mean, that makes things a little bit interesting, but I don't want to just be fighting, arguing, and debating about stuff that's never gonna happen. Not because it can't, but because there's too much BS that's getting in the way of it. That's
Yep,
that's
yep.
kind of I see it.
Let me get your super chat. Shout out Marshawn West with the $5 in the super chat. She say Devin is a snack fighter. My question is, how can you trust Victor Conti to tell you Devin is dirty? They are only going to tell if you are dirty. Shout out to Marshawn West for the $5.
She got a point.
She got a good
Cash
point.
crypto, cash crypto. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I agree with a little bit of what both Thomas and Mr. Gregg said. I agree that Devin, it's good to see him talking for himself again. You know what I mean? He need to keep doing that. Quit letting Bill talk for him so much. And but they need to just keep it 100, man, because they still blaming the goddamn nanograms, man. So you gonna go in there and get your ass whooped again. That's all I see happening. I see his fans getting 3 more fights out of Devin. He'll probably lose 2 of those 3 and then retire. They keep pushing all these bullshit narratives, face a box and pay-per-view star, and none of this shit fits with the way they're moving, man.
Well, he's obviously not a pay-per-view star because he doesn't want to do pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, just give up these damn narratives. Exactly. He don't want to do pay-per-view. That's where pay-per-view stars get their money on the back end. They don't take no fucking guarantee up front. To me, looking at shit through, I'm a father of eight sons. So when I look at Bill and the moves he's making for Devin, all I see is a ex-pimp who found a new hoe to pimp out, which is his son. And he's more worried about that guarantee money. He don't believe in his kid. You can't tell me he believes in his kid by his moves that he's making for Devin. And that's my 2 cents.
Okay, so you're saying because to me, I hear what you're saying. You're saying like he don't believe in him. That's why he's trying to hurry up and get this big guarantee. But I was thinking like they just want a big guarantee for a tune-up fight.
Man, I see them going after guaranteed money. They're beefing with all the promoters, so then they're gonna go after whoever's gonna pay them a guarantee up front. He don't believe in his kid, man. So all this shit is just a bunch of bullshit.
He said that's why he need a tune-up, not for us, but he needs to see where he is at physically and mentally after Ryan fight, because the wrong fight can be all bad for his career and legacy. I agree, absolutely. The man need a tune-up. Like we all can be honest and be like, okay, Dev, you need a tune-up. Get in there. You've been out the ring. First of all, I don't know why Ryan got suspended for a year and then you sitting out for a year. I just think that's weird to me. It's like you damn near was on punishment with Ryan. You was damn near on punishment with Ryan.
I had one more point.
Oh, go ahead.
All these Haney saying that Turkey's back in Devin. Where the fuck was Turkey when people were bidding on his fight with Sandor Martin? Man, I mean, shit. Come on, you guys. You gotta just use common sense.
But I mean, could we assume that he has a good relationship with Turkey if he let him come down there and ride the Riyadh season promo?
I mean, we
can't stop.
We can assume anything.
You
but Coach Eddie, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
No, I have no problem with what Bill is doing or what Devin's doing. It's a good for business. If you're in the boxing business, you have to go to the boxing business men. And right now, Turkey Al-Sheikh is in the boxing business. If you're a boxer, you're an independent contractor. So you have to go where the money is. Just like being a electrician or a plumber or a contractor or a construction worker. When that building is done, you got to go to the next building. So there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. He's trying to build a new fan base, going over there to England or London or wherever he was at. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I think people get the misconception. Everybody talks about pay-per-view. You have pay-per-view fighters and you have pay-per-view fights. Every fight is not pay-per-view worthy. Now Mayweather was a pay-per-view fighter, but even when Mike Tyson fought, he didn't always fight on pay-per-view. If it's a fight that's worth being on pay-per-view that people are going to pay for, then put it on pay-per-view. If it's not, then just put it on regular TV or put it on network. Every time you lace up, you can't think you're going to get 25. You're not going to strike gold in a silver mine. That's goddamn quote, Floyd Mayweather Sr. If you in a silver mine, how you going to strike gold? You can't. The market's changing. The goddamn piracy is at an all-time high. So when you talking about putting something on pay-per-view, you rolling the dice. And people are tired. In the economy's bad.
They really only need to sell 150 to make money. To like once you over 150, you start making profit. It's not like they got to do 800,000 and stuff like that. They don't have to do that.
But it depends on what they're paying the fighters too. That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants their big bag at every time they fight, and that money is just not there. So that's where the greed factor comes in.
Man, when you're a real star and you got real fans that's gonna pay for your shit, this piracy ain't hurting Canelo, it ain't hurting Tank. So I mean, let's just quit calling this kid a pay-per-view star. He ain't no damn star.
He's breaking up, Coach Eddie. You're breaking up real bad.
Breaking up, bro.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I'm in a bad spot. Y'all go ahead. My bad.
See, so I guess according to Rollo Green, it's okay to pimp your son into being a millionaire and the youngest undisputed champ in this era. And he says, but he don't believe in him. Ninjas are slow. So as long as you can pimp him to a millionaire, it's all good. Somebody got to mute. I hear something in the background. But
I mean, yeah.
All right, the panel open. Everybody got their 2 cents.
Given the position. Go ahead, Mr. Greg.
No, go ahead, Cash. I already speak.
No, you got it.
I was just gonna say, if you can get any money from the fights, yes, you're supposed to do that. I understand that. Fans are gonna pay for some things. Fans are gonna get it easier, and on another fight. But if the fighters can agree to the right kind of money that they can accept to get these fights, I just think we would see more fighters. But I think most of the time we don't see fights, besides all the other nonsense that takes place, it always boils down to money. Somebody wants too much money and the other guy wants too much as well, or he wants what he feels is equitable to him. And a lot of times the guys who are putting up the money don't feel that they're gonna put up that amount of money for these two particular fighters. So you got that issue. So where I guess Bill went to Turkey Al-Sheikh to see what, as Coach said, he went to the businessman, because that's who you have to go to, who putting the money up, to see what they could get. Now let's just say Turkey wants to give Dev what he wants. But who does Dev fight for that money? And will they take that amount of money that's going to be offered to them? Right. So if that's not going to happen, we're going, like we're doing right now. Who is Devin going to fight right now? Is anybody on the line? Anybody signed? Not that I know of.
No, nobody know.
So
he don't know who he fighting, he don't know who he fighting, when he fighting, and where he fighting. Or if he do know, he not telling us.
It always makes sense to me. If I'm going to go to the man with the money, it might be wise for me to say, let me call Cash and see if his fighter want to fight my fighter. Let's talk about that. We agree. Let's go to Turkey and say, hey, us two.
No, Turkey tell you who to fight.
And he can do that too. But it's easier if you already say, hey, the fans want to see us too. Are you willing to pay for us to fight on whatever platform you got? If we can even do it, depending on, as you just said earlier, we talked about that before, who you already signed to.
Yeah, because he's not fighting Theo unless he's fighting him on top rank.
Devin, this is how I see it. Devin's in a real critical point in his career after what just happened to him. And his stock is on the floor. No matter what any of his fanatics want to claim, his stock is at an all-time low. So the best move is to do something that's going to build you back up and fight. I mean, cool. I'm not mad at him getting some Turkey money, but that's not the best move for your career. I mean, that's not going to help you. build back up.
Is he trying to
And
build back
see,
up? You said
and
he only
you know,
got
I'm
one
gonna
more.
and that's something we got to stop doing. You know, that's one reason why American boxing is going the way it is, because we just take these guys with one loss and we throw them in the trash can, and we never did that before. This is a new phenomenon.
But I don't think
It,
nobody's throwing him in the trash can, Coach Eddie. Nobody is saying we don't want to see him fight because he lost. We're just curious how he's going to perform because he lost. And then he had to get over the lawsuit stuff and all of that. That's the point I'm coming from. I'm not saying he trash. I'm just saying he was never just the face of boxing like they was trying to make it seem. But he was a good fighter, but he just wasn't Tank Davis, which they was trying to make it seem like he was above Tank or something.
Is that lawsuit still going forward?
As far as I know.
Oh,
He is
okay.
above thing in terms of accomplishments, though. So
Hold on. We got Boxing Hacker on the panel.
salute people.
Hey, what's going on, B?
Mike Tyson was facing boxing. If you really want to get right down to it, this dude's 60 years old.
Yeah, no, Mike Tyson definitely. I said like it depends what you call face of boxing, right? Mike Tyson and Floyd will be
We're
the face
talking
of boxing.
about face of boxing right now. You know which criteria we going with. Boxing
My
Hacker. We've
God.
already
It'll,
discussed it. Don't start
Please
it,
yet.
might
don't.
not, it could be
We
it
heard
could be
this.
either one too, right? If that's the question.
No, we're talking about the criteria we talk about and discuss.
What's the criteria
Pay-per-view
for face
numbers
of?
and gate numbers.
Then it's Jake Paul. There you
Jake
go.
Paul is not.
There you go.
We're talking
There
about
you
Mike
go.
real boxers.
Mike
Real
Mike
boxers. Jake
Tyson
Paul
Mike
is a show.
Tyson just did crazy
That's real
numbers.
boxing. Yeah,
Jake
that's what I'm
Paul
saying.
is he fought a 60-year-old man. Stop playing with me, Boxing
But we
Hacker. You
can't
know
have
But
we can't
you
have it
can't
we can't
raise the
have it both
standard though.
ways. We
Yeah,
talking about putting butts in seats, right? If we talking about money, we talking about putting butts. We talking about guaranteed
we're
purses.
talking
What we
about
talking about?
we're talking about a
that's
fighter, a
right.
person that came up in boxing
Mike
through
Tyson is a
boxing,
fighter. Came
not
up in boxing.
somebody that came in boxing with the resources that Jake Paul
Okay,
has.
then
So
you say
stop
it's Mike
playing.
Tyson. Then. Mike Tyson
Okay,
came up in boxing.
hold on 1 second. So you said the face of boxing is pay per view and ticket sales. That what you
The
just said?
face of boxing is the current boxers right now. I'm not talking about Jake Paul. He's a show boxer. I'm not talking about Jake Paul. I'm talking about real. I'm not talking about somebody that came in with a 20 million fan base. No, I'm talking about the boxers that came in, came up, built their name, built it up. Who was the face of boxing? It's Canelo and it's Javante Tank Davis.
As far as what you
In
talking
the,
about money? You talking about money? Is that one of the criteria? Is that
I
one
would,
of the criteria of being a face of boxing?
if we're just talking
Money,
about, yeah, I think that you guys
stardom.
are.
Either way, whatever the criteria is, Devin don't meet it. So
Be-
I don't
And,
Because
understand.
because that's a criteria, then you got to move to the heavyweight division because those guys are getting guaranteed 50, 60, $70 million. If we
They
talk about
didn't
yes,
money,
build it.
you,
They didn't build it. They didn't build
it doesn't
nothing.
matter. It doesn't matter whether you're a pay per view star or not. My bank account says I got $70 million in it. Doesn't matter where it came
Right.
from.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
doesn't matter who paid for it.
Y'all are talking about something
Yeah.
different
I
though.
mean that's what
Nah,
we in it
it
for. It's
ain't
called
talking about that.
what
Talking
did
about something
Floyd Mayweather said, I'm a prize fighter. It don't matter if the people pay for it or somebody guarantees it. Either
yeah.
way, the numbers in my account reflect that I am the star of boxing. That would be Alexander Usyk right now. I think this dude just got $100 million in one night. No pay per
Yeah.
view. Here's $100
See,
million.
that's what I'm saying.
Come
When
on
people
now.
say when you change the definition of face of boxing, then you get all sorts of. It becomes like, who is it then? You know, because it's not just
whatever
thing.
definition we use, boxing hacker, it ain't Devin. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Well,
Yeah,
for accolades, you might say Devin's closer. If you
no
say
matter
just accomplishments, is what makes you a face of boxing.
no matter what the definition is, we know it's not that, bro. No, don't do that.
That's what I'm
Don't do
saying.
it.
No,
Stop this
no
shit.
accomplishments. Yeah, he's accomplished more.
Okay, so accomplishments get you to be the face.
Huh?
No.
No.
Because
So
maybe
the original.
he was
So
the
here's the
youngest
thing.
face, but yet and still he was the face of boxing. So you tell me, what does the accomplishments get? Anytime they fight, are they fighting for accomplishment or are they trying to accomplish a greater goal
But
or get there?
They're
but
He's
Stop
here's
trying
the
to get some
thing.
trying
money.
to do that right now in the pitch that he made right now in the interview. He wants to kick big money fights. Whoever's offering the most money, that's who I'm fighting for. It's
Hey,
not
who's the
about
person?
it never was. It was about using people to get the views on you, and now he's got to go back to the lab and get more views back on. I respect that.
I mean, he's
Shout
probably
out
got a
Fight
lot.
Game. We got Fight Game on the panel. Shout out Fight Game.
What's
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 up,
good?
good?
Fight Game? What Fight Game? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Salute to everybody. I just want to chime in on this face of boxing thing. You know, you look at other sports, and every sport has like faces of the sport, just like every brand has faces of the brand and whatnot. But you get that from recognition of the fans. If somebody guarantees you $80 million, that has nothing to do with the fans. You have to face your shit because the fans dictate that. The fans are the ones who drive the sport. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, so if Turkey give you $100 million, that's not the face of boxing because you got $100 million from one person. When you're able to garner money revenue from the people, that's what makes you
exactly,
the face.
exactly,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
care
all
where
I'm
the
saying.
money come from.
Yeah, but
yeah.
but
It's everything
that
about money, though. That's a weird thing.
Hold
the
on,
face.
go ahead, finish. Go ahead, finish Fight Game.
I'm just saying, y'all are trying to conflate and draw shit out of the air, but the money comes from the fans. The whole point of putting somebody on pay-per-view is to make money, and people aren't gonna pay if they don't care. So people giving you money out of their pocket, people going to the fights in America, that's what drives boxing. All that other stuff, yeah, maybe Turkey can guarantee a bunch of money and put on fights, and he don't care about making no money. But in America, y'all can't sit up and act like y'all know how it works, how the sport's been driven in America. But go on, 2 cents.
But you know the
Yeah,
funny thing, the
that's
original
what
face of
I'm
I
boxing.
said 2 cents, not boxing hacker.
saying. Boxing hacker, listen, let me tell you something. It don't
Yeah, go
matter
ahead.
what definition you finna come up with, bro. He don't got it. So we can stop with the rabbit hole of what's the face of boxing and just move forward. And let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Devin
go
Haney
ahead.
said he's going to be fighting at a catch weight of 144 pounds,
Yeah.
which means he's either going to be bringing somebody down or bringing somebody up. What
Um,
say you as the leader of the Hanos clan?
what's the question?
How
What?
you feel about
What the
that?
fuck?
Oh, what do I feel about the custom weight class?
Yeah, the
Uh,
144 catch weight.
I can't say I'm particularly a fan of it. Like that's something that Ryan and Tio have been doing. I think like I'd rather see him campaign like a full weight class. You know, I'm not really a big because there are no titles at those weight classes. It's like a custom weight class. You know, like what are you really doing? Really doing there at that point? You know,
He just trying to come
He's
back though.
looking for an advantage, right?
he's looking for an advantage. No, I
Right?
don't think
Ain't
so.
he weight bullying? Ain't that what? Wait, don't you got a problem with the Roach fight?
Yeah, the roast fight sucks. I don't know.
Yeah, but what
I
the
mean,
thing
Bringing him
is,
up?
you
Don't
can
you got
shit
a
on the Roach
problem with the
fight.
Roach fight? Because Tank bringing
yeah.
him up, but your favorite fighter is about to be bringing somebody up or bringing somebody down every fight?
So let me just chime in on the roast fight. I
No, we
respect
talking
what
about Devin. We talking about
yeah,
Devin.
we mentioned roast fight.
We
So
talking about Devin. We talking
He
about
avoiding the
Devin.
whole question.
so yeah, no,
Devin.
I answered the question. I'm not particularly a fan of the custom weight classes. You
It's
know,
not a
you know,
particularly a fan. Where is the criticism? Where is the accountability? Where
I
is the
don't know.
outrage?
I mean, you gotta know the fighter, the fighter he's fighting. You know,
It
I
doesn't
mean, have
matter.
outrage.
He
He
ain't
can be
bringing
fighting.
nobody
He
down.
needs
He's
to
bringing
fight them
somebody
at their
up.
weight class. Ain't that right, Boxing Hacker?
Right.
Yeah, so I already said I'm not a fan of the weight class, right? I'm not a fan of custom weight classes. Just in general. It's not really about Devin. I'm just not a fan of like, fight at 143 because you don't have no titles there. Like, so it does nothing for rankings or anything, But for as far as the fight criticism, I don't know who he's fighting to criticize him.
It
So it
don't
doesn't make
matter.
sense.
Maybe he
He's
should
either
be
going to be
criticized,
bringing
period.
them up or bringing
I
them
mean, if
down. It don't matter who it is.
if he's fighting Gary Russell at 143, I still think
Nope.
that's a good fight.
Unacceptable. He needs to fight him at his weight.
Catch weights and rehydration clauses are they're cousins. I don't like neither
No.
one of them. They're
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not
cousins.
fan. I'm not
Yeah.
fan of catch weight. That's Me
I think
particularly.
So
I
how
think
is it okay for him to bring up Gary Russell to 143? He needs to fight him at 140.
That's still a
exactly.
good fight. I mean, Gary Russell, I'll still say that's a good fight.
How are you okay with him bringing up a fighter?
I don't like the custom weight class, but if that's the fight, I don't mind the fight. If they signed the fight, that's still a good
Yeah,
fight.
now y'all doing all that backtracking because the shit sounded ridiculous. Fighters move up and come down and fight all the time in boxing, don't they, Coach
No,
Eddie?
I mean,
Sure they do.
Yeah, like I say, me personally, I don't like catch weights and I don't like rehydration clauses. You know what I'm saying? I don't like big guys calling out small guys. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
mean, Tank should not even be on your lips if you're in a different weight class. He needs to call you out. He needs to come up to see you. I'm not a fan of seeing bigger guys trying to shrink down and go fight a smaller guy. That's
yeah, I can see
extreme.
that.
That is like weak to me. That's beyond, makes no sense.
I mean, but so it's sort of twofold, right? Because like you think about Pacquiao went up a bunch of weight classes. Are you ashamed of the people he fought? You know, like it depends on it also depends on the fighter. You know, like if it was a talented fighter moving up, then, hey, you know, it's just a talented
But you're
fighter.
moving up to the full weight class.
You're not bringing him
I
up.
think
For fight,
I
fight him
think
at a catch
Devin trying to campaign. It seems like he's trying to just campaign at catch weights wherever it is that he
It
fights.
sounds like he's scared to go to 47
And
meat.
It sounds like he doing a Canelo thing. He doing a Canelo weight.
Yeah,
Canelo
but
had the 155.
he ain't got the
If he
power
fights
to do
somebody
that.
like Tio, if you fight somebody like Tio at 143, Tio fights those random weights anyway, so would it really be that bad?
When
Yeah,
does Theo fight at them random weight?
Tio has a
Oh hell!
belt.
What do you mean? Lamont Roach got fights at 35.
so it's how about I say it's Lamont Roach.
Lamar
It's like
Roach
it's
got a
the
fight at
opponent.
140.
Like
Devin has a bunch of
not excited.
catch weight fights at the beginning of his career.
Like, I'm
You
not
know,
really excited about the Lamont Roach fight, right? Because I feel
We're
like
not talking about your excitement. We're just talking about how we're comparing it to the
yeah,
Devin situation. So we're
yeah,
not about
the
to
fight.
talk about that.
So you're talking about it's two different things, right? You're talking about
No,
fighting
it's not
chemistry,
two
right?
different things.
Yeah, no, but there are because I don't like even Lamont Roach was 135. I sort of just don't. It doesn't really excite me. I don't know how to say it.
It
Like
doesn't
there's nothing
matter about
exciting.
your excitement. We're
bro.
talking about the principle of the fight. The fact that it's an issue. He's coming from 130 to 135, even though he's had several fights at 35. That's a problem that y'all been complaining about the whole promotion of the fight.
But there are better opponents, you know. I don't know.
Like
I think
who?
they should push. They
We
should
already
push
had
for
this
the Shakur fight.
conversation. You
They
talking
should
like
about
push for
that.
the Shakur fight.
Listen, we trying to talk
so
about
they
Devin.
didn't talk to
Steady trying
Shakur.
to talk
He
about
does this
Tank.
every time.
Yeah, we
Every
talking
time.
about Devin right now. I'm trying to figure out why is he fighting at a catchweight and he just won't go to 47. Why do you want to fight at 144? Just go to 47.
Yeah, I agree. I think like you say a 40 or go 47. I personally think he should compare at 47.
it's too
Although
much
they're
at
more exciting
47.
fights at 40.
It's too
You know, I
much
think
smoke for him at 47, in my opinion.
I feel like he's a favorite against
It
most
ain't
people
even
at
no
47.
smoke at 47 though.
He should
Yeah, not really.
he should fight Conor Benn. Fight Conor Benn in England.
I
Yeah,
think he
that-
beats Conor. Really.
Connor fighting at 147 now.
Yeah, he's at
Yep.
147.
Yep.
I think he beats Conor Benn.
That's
I think he beats
a
Brian
worthwhile
Norman.
fight.
Oh,
It's a worthwhile fight. But
I think Eddie got
somebody
Barrios
with
for
that
Conor
kind of
Ben. I ain't
talent.
gonna lie.
yeah, Barrios. I think he beats Barrios
I
as
want to
well.
talk
I don't
about
know.
Eddie too.
But
Because
no,
what's up with Eddie? What's up with Eddie, y'all? Like seriously, I tried to give Eddie a shot. Yeah, we seen how he did, boo boo. I tried to give Eddie a shot, see what he was gonna do in this. We was like, nah, don't go over there. But I don't like how it's starting to seem to me, and I don't know why, that Eddie is kind of like trying to lower or change Boots' public perception. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping.
no, you
But
not. He shit on Devin too. He completely shit on Devin.
and the other prospect he had, what's his face?
Oh yeah,
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 Jaleel Hackett.
yeah.
Yeah, Jaleel Hackett. Why did he do Jaleel Hackett that way, y'all?
I don't know if it's shitting on him. I think he was just trying to be blunt about the situation because a lot.
Boxing Hacker. No, it's not no blunt about the situation,
Yeah,
bro. That's not how
but
you talk
Eddie
about your
Eddie
fighter.
Hearn really only holds
Eddie
allegiance
Hearn
to
full
his
of
UK
shit.
fighters.
Right.
but
Hackett. Jaleel Hackett
Yeah,
was in a close fight. A lot of fans thought he won that fight, and you got your promoter talking about, oh, maybe he ain't the goods, and you know, you didn't step up to the plate. He was talking shit, man. He
yeah. So
really
no, but
he dimmed that man's light, man. For
But
sure.
you guys only saying half the story though. So Eddie Hearn was talking. So originally the conversation
Listen,
was
it
that
doesn't matter.
Eddie Hearn.
Listen, boxing house.
I said the first
You
part of the
do
story.
not talk about somebody you're representing in that manner. You could
Facts.
No,
say what you could say whatever you had to say without one saying it like that, and two presenting him in that manner. Like you don't do that, and he does his Black American fighters like that. I ain't never seen him
no,
do Anthony Joshua like that. He may be
Y'all
like,
know,
yeah,
yes, he
I
has too.
don't.
Yes, he has too.
no, hold on,
He
hold
does.
on.
Yes, he has
Hold on. Let
too.
me say this. He might say, I mean, I was honest with Anthony Joshua and this and that, but I ain't never heard him just come out and down Anthony Joshua like that. He always
No,
be kind of babying Anthony Joshua, in my opinion.
but here's the thing. Here's what he really was trying to say in that interview. So basically, Aaron had a stable of fighters that all took L's. I think like almost all his fighters took L's like recently.
All of
So
them
he
lose.
saying, so he was like, listen. At the end of the day, they try to blame it on him that his fighters are taking L's. He's like, no. At the end of the day, like he puts the fighters get matched up. It's not like a lot of them are even the favorites for the fight. If they lose, they lose. And
Hey, hold on.
it's on them at that point.
They're kind
That's
of
what
Hey,
walking
that's
hey,
around the block.
but
that's what he
check
was
this
saying,
out.
though.
If you remember how Don King used to do, Don King would he would come in with a champion and he would leave with a champion. It didn't matter who Don King was. That was Don King's philosophy. If you beat one of Don King's fighters, it was in the contract that your next 3 fights were with Don King.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
facts.
Yep.
Yep.
yeah. At the end of the day, I think Aaron's a good promoter, to be honest with you. But
I just don't like how he did.
I think this what I feel like Eddie Hearn should change it from Matchroom to feeder promotions. Because if you go to Eddie Hearn, you finna get fed. All his fighters keep losing. I don't understand it.
that's
Yeah,
on them.
But
but
hold on,
hold
hold on a
on. Wait, let
second.
me say this. Hold on, Coach Eddie. Let me say this.
Okay.
And then people say, oh, he's such a great promoter. He put his fighters in 50-50 fights. They all lose. If Al Heyman, all his fighters was losing, that would not be what y'all are saying. He would be the
No, but
worst promoter boxing has ever seen in history. If Al Heyman fighters was losing, like Eddie Hearn fighters is losing. And y'all
but
can't sit here and tell me he
I,
ain't.
I
no,
just want to say one
I
thing.
don't
I just
think
want to say,
so.
hey, hold on. Let me say one thing real quick. I'm gonna be real quick. Is how did the promoters fault if you lose a fight? That's the trainer and
Exactly.
that's the trainer and a fighter,
Exactly.
man.
No, listen,
Come
listen.
on,
Let me
man.
tell you why, Coach
That's
Eddie.
what I'm
Let
saying.
me tell no, listen,
He
because
putting
it's
them in
deep.
bad
Let me tell it's
situations.
deeper than that, Coach Eddie, and you. I know you understand this. I
Either
watched
you
this.
can fight or
No,
you
let me
can't.
say.
You know
Hold
what I'm
on,
saying?
But he's back in the day.
Dad, hold
no.
on. This is her show.
Listen,
Calm
it's
down.
way deeper than that. These promoters and fighters, they know what's going on with these fighters. They have conversations. They know, oh, my fighter got this going on, your fighter got this going on. Oh, okay. Like they fix the fights and not fix the fights in the way where they're like, you gonna win and you gonna lose. But they fix the fights where they know they're putting their fighter in a position with a slim chance to win this fight. They know
That's
that.
cherry picking. That's
Because
just
no,
cherry
it's not
picking them.
cherry picking. No, it's not.
It
It's a
is.
fine line. That's not
It's
That's
a
cherry
it's a hundred
picking.
matchmaking.
percent,
Just
and
about
that's
That's
cherry
called
picking.
matchmaking. It's not
matchmaking is
cherry
what it
picking.
is.
It's
No,
But you
completely
so
can't.
different.
You can't have all soft touches. And another thing too, as a promoter, you cannot continue to sink money into a fighter. At some point in time, you have to find out whether your guy can fight or not.
I understand that.
Otherwise, you just gonna keep spending money and spending money. You can't all have all easy setup fights.
But
At
this
some
what you
point in
gotta
time, you got to have a
no, you're
50-50
right.
fight.
And think about it. Think about it, Coach Eddie. Some promoters got fighters that they building up and they putting them in fights. And some promoters got fighters that they whatever. They got different things for different of their fighters. They don't treat them all the same. But what you gotta realize about Eddie Hearn is a lot of his fighters lose because he said it himself. I even put my fighters in 90-10 fights. Why would you put your fighter in a fight where they got a 10% chance of winning?
when do you say
Look
that?
what he did with look what he did with Kell Brook. Look what he did with Kell Brook. He let him fight Triple G. That
Yeah.
was suicide.
But if you look
So
at Coach Eddie, I'm just asking you to look at
Come
Eddie
on.
Hearn's track record. I understand what y'all saying about it's not a promoter fight, losing this and that. But if you look at his track record, to me, it starts to become clear that he's fixing these fights and putting these fighters in bad situations for
Facts.
them not to be able to win. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like if you want to get a win, go to Eddie Hearn and pick you a fighter so he can throw him in there and your fighter can beat him up. That's what it's starting to look like to me. All his fighters, they all getting beat. All his prospects, like everybody, and people is saying he's a good promoter for that. He's not, because how he gonna make money? How is he going to make money if he can't build up a fighter?
It's not him though. My thing is like we keep putting all these promoters, and it's like
Hacker, I just explained it to you. I just explained it to you, bro. You didn't listen to me.
Even with that, so here's the thing. No, I heard what you said, right? Even with like, if you're saying that they should fix it to a point where they have some chance of winning, then what are we talking about? That's just literally cherry picking. If I fix your fight so you have a very slim chance of winning, I'm literally cherry picking your opponent for you. You know,
so you're
if
saying
you're
that
the number
matchmaking don't exist and building a fighter
actually,
don't exist.
yeah, building fighters. Here's the thing: if I'm number 5, I should be expected to fight the number 4 guy. I should be expected to beat the number 6 guy.
Yeah,
what are we
but Joe
talking
Hacker
about?
was like 140 something.
And what was he ranked? And what was the other guy ranked? Joe Hacker was ranked higher than the other guy.
Yeah, no,
so he
I know that, but
he lost to somebody that was lower than.
He had to go to a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, country and fight in the dude's hometown. And
think about what Bob Arum does. How many times did Bob Arum drop the fighter with one loss? Think about it. If you lose with Bob Arum, he'll get rid of you. Yeah. Bob Arum does it all the time.
So you saying when you lose with Eddie Hearn don't get rid of you when you lose?
No, not really.
Because he about to put your ass in there to lose again, because that's what he for. Feeder promotions.
And wait. He's put him in. Here's the thing. He puts him in competitive fight. That's what we're saying. And y'all saying they shouldn't do
Boxing
it.
Hacker.
He does. Okay.
Hacker will argue.
Hold on. If somebody give you another crack at it, okay. With Bob Arum, now we know Bob Arum will take guys, good fighters. They'll lose one fight, and if they're not big ticket sellers, don't put any butts in the seat. He'll get rid of you with one loss. At least Eddie Hearns give you an opportunity to get that loss back, because at the end of the day, somebody's gonna win, somebody's gonna lose. Exactly. And all this, hand picking your fight. You can't hand pick. You can. I mean, how many goddamn tomato cans can you fight? I mean, come on. I mean, at some point in time, you're gonna have to step up. You have to fight somebody. I can't just keep. I just can't keep. It is what it is.
So it's a reason why. Let me tell you something. What Bob knows how to do is Bob knows how to build his fighters. He knows how to build his fighters.
By cherry picking them.
By building them, because
if
as
you
a
want to
promoter,
call cherry picking,
so Boxing Hacker. Number 6. No, and you can't be the number 10 guy. You shouldn't be number 6.
Canelo, Canelo be cherry picking like a mug, man.
And it's making sense why Eddie Hearn. It makes sense why Eddie Hearn over there got to be with Turkey so bad, because he not making no money off his fighters because he getting them all beat. Shout out to NH Tube on the panel. I forgot you was up here. Give me your 2 cents, NHA. What you got for the show?
What's going on? What's going on the panel?
What's going on?
Yeah. I'm cool. Chill. Man, y'all getting on Eddie Hearns like he's forcing these fighters to get in the ring, man. He gives them a choice. They either accept or they don't.
You know what? Hold on, but let me say this real quick, NHA, before you say that. We say I'm getting on Eddie Hearn. The only point that I'm trying to make is if Al Heyman, just switch it. Instead of Eddie Hearn, it's Al Heyman. Y'all would not be on my panel right now saying what y'all are saying.
That's not true.
About him as a promoter. Y'all wouldn't be saying that.
He's not a promoter.
Broner came out. Broner came out and already said that. You know what I'm saying? Al Heyman gonna make you earn that money. They said if you want that money, you have to fight Godzilla, Frankenstein, all in the same night.
But that's not the point I'm making. I'm just making.
And Broner lost, and nobody was like Al Heyman did it. You know,
that's not the point I'm making. Listen, it's not about one fighter losing. It's about 14, 15, 16, 20 of your fighters losing in 1 year on TV. This ain't even the fighters we don't see. These are fighters on TV. You doing every Riyadh season card, your fighters is losing. Y'all don't think that's crazy?
No, because they can't fight. You can't blame a promoter. Look, as a promoter, you think you got a good fighter.
You know why you can blame the promoter? Fight. You know why you can blame the promoter? Why you got so many fighters on your team that can't fight?
It's not they can't fight. They just lose. Sometimes it happens. Like you can bring a team of fighters and get beat by another team of fighters. Shit like that always happens, man. It's boxing. One person has to lose. One person has to win. You know, at the end of the day, look at Bacoli and Big Baby, right? You know, Bob Arum was mad about that fight, but Bacoli was ranked way lower than Big Baby. You know, that just means that Big Baby should be ranked above. Bacoli should be ranked above Big Baby. That's all it means.
All right,
you
man.
know.
All right.
Yeah, but he lost a 5-on-5 and then some.
He lose everything. Like if Eddie Hearn fighter is fighting, bet against him.
Facts.
I mean, Shakur is about to fight Kid Austin. You can do that, you know. But
now, hey, 5 bands on the Kid Austin knockout.
You can put that. You can put
5 bands on the Kid Austin knockout.
Hey, I'm putting money on that. And I'm the biggest Shakur fan.
Yeah, VA on his ass.
Yo, you see your girl's about to fight that tall girl, right? Did you see that?
Close was about to fight.
Yeah, that girl too slow, man. She too slow, man.
But she looked tough, man. Clarissa has a different energy.
Tough, but she's slow. She got that slow hand.
Big and slow. Clarissa
big and slow.
fast as hell.
She tailor made, man. Tailor made.
Yeah. But who's really up there? Who's at them big weights?
Nobody.
For Clarissa?
Nobody.
Yeah, for Clarissa.
That girl.
And that girl ain't fought. She had a fight a little while ago. Like
she like 40-something years old too. Ain't she like 41 or 42?
Yeah, she had a fight like 4 or 5 months ago. But before that, it was like 3 years since she'd been in the ring.
So Clarissa should win, but she's talented though. She's not easy. I don't think she's an easy touch.
Yeah, she got a lot of experience too.
Yeah, and
but that layoff will kill you though.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And being in your 40s ain't gonna help you.
She in her 40s.
She's slow too. She's slow, man.
Yeah, she's slow, but then she's so tall and rangy. You know, man, Clarissa's gonna have to box the shit out of that girl. She's gonna have to beat her like she beat Christina Hammer, basically. I think.
Yeah, she beat the brakes off Christina Hammer. I don't know what they thought Christina Hammer was gonna do.
Facts.
I was like, yeah. Christina Hammer was so scared. She was terrified.
Get this girl out the damn ring.
I'm gonna tell y'all something about women boxing. I don't know if you ever paid any attention to it. They don't really hit each other in the body that much. Not a lot of body punching in women's boxing.
Yeah.
Yo, but one thing about women's boxing, they let their hands go, bro. Women's boxing,
it be Rock'em Sock'em Robots a lot.
Nah, but they boxing more now though. They boxing more.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Not a lot of body punches though. It's like a unwritten rule. Look, I got breasts, so don't punch me in my body. And I'm being dead serious. Women don't throw a lot of body punches.
It might be a subconscious thing.
I never thought about that.
They really don't throw a lot of body punches. And I had this one girl I was training in the gym said, look, you start, going to these girls' body, you're gonna stop them because they literally don't go to the body at all. I mean, it's very, very, very seldom you see a lot of body punches.
But men don't really go to the body like that either, though. If we honest.
If you smart, you would. Cause them goddamn body punches get you out of there, buddy.
This was like a body.
But women's boxing is more technical now because I remember back in the day, man, you just put up 2 women in the ring, they're throwing everything at each other. That's it,
Yeah, they're right in front of each other banging.
In the amateur show, a woman's fight is always more exciting to me than a man's fight. Because women don't care.
Women, let me tell y'all something. Women are way more competitive than men are. I don't know if y'all know that, but women are way more competitive.
And they care way less.
You have a short amount of time to win as well. But this generation of women fighters are a little more talented than who they preceded.
Yeah, they fighting. These girls
you're definitely seeing better skill in this generation. And they have less time to win. They got 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's a bunch of good girls.
Yeah, they don't have time they don't have a full 3 minutes to download a whole bunch of
trying to look cute
about you. That's, as a matter of fact, the only I think we already talked about, but the only girl that kind of has that cute girl persona is Alicia Baumgartner. But
Amanda Serrano too, right?
Yeah, and what's the white chick to be wearing the short boxing shorts? Her too.
I think Serrano. I don't think she has that Serrano. She's pretty tough, so that's her persona.
And the white girl breast implants. I know what you're talking about. The breast implants girl.
Yeah.
But y'all know what really pissed me off about that? That like because when Clarissa Shields first came in, she was advocating for the big paydays for the girls and the 3-minute round. She was doing all of that. All of that was her. And they would not change the 3 minutes, even though she was advocating for it. And then you got Jake Paul and I think was it Katie Taylor, and then all of a sudden she fought the first fight with the 3 minutes, and it's gonna be stuff like that. It's like
Yes,
y'all was here
that's
before
it.
Clarissa Shields.
Jeez.
Y'all was here before Clarissa Shields was even here. Why y'all ain't been get this done? And then she come in,
Yo,
she try to make the changes. She's saying, I don't got the resources, they won't listen, I can't make it. And then it happens over here, and it's like, oh, look what they did. And it's like she came in here advocating for that. She came in here advocating for
exactly.
that. She
But
just
people,
didn't have
nobody
the
helped her
people
backing
don't
either.
and
remember
the
that.
she didn't have the backing and the resources to do. I remember I've been following Clarissa
And
Shields
that's
since
what happened.
before her first Olympics. I know everything
Money
she's done.
talks.
And that's
Money
why
Sometimes
I'm
talks.
telling y'all,
Race talks. Race.
when she's going off, when they trying to leave her out of stuff and all of that, and she's going off about it, it's because she's worked so hard. She literally came from
Yes.
nothing, and they trying to snatch it all away from her, and people act
All
like
the time.
they don't see it.
she's
I'm gonna tell you another reason.
I didn't even
Another.
say when that 3 minute stuff happened. I ain't even say nothing about it, but I was like, "That's some bullshit." Like I was thinking to myself, like, "That's some bullshit."
Me too. Me too. 100%. 100%. Like the whole 3 minute thing was her. But he gave
It
it to
was
him.
her.
Now it's like Amanda Serrano started the whole thing, you know?
Yep.
But
Yo, and
you
so,
got to pay them sanctioning bodies if you want to get something done. Because you got to think about Bivol and Better Beef. At first they wouldn't sanction the fight. Soon as Turkey Al Sheik stepped in, now all of a sudden the fight got sanctioned. But the
let me tell
war's
y'all
still
Oh,
going
something.
was
on.
that
So
was
what?
the issue with that fight? Oh, because of the war, huh?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
goddamn Turkey came in and paid the WBC to look how much money you need to sanction this fight.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I
Next
agree.
thing you
I
know,
thought that was for.
the fight got sanctioned.
I
He said,
agree. Turkey did make he did make that fight because I was hearing stuff like they wasn't gonna put it on because one of them was Russian and America wasn't fucking with Russia. You know,
yeah.
petty shit like that. Like he
They
definitely
both
made that.
Russians though.
I know,
But
but
like,
one
why would
resides
they
in
even
Canada.
care about that shit
One
in
of them,
some
they're
his
instance like
actually
that?
residence is in Canada.
Ukrainians. They're
Because
they're
no,
Ukrainians, not Russian.
no,
Now they're
wait,
Russians.
Bivol's no, Bearby is Russian, but like the reason is because like
Bivol is Russian too.
Yeah, but
yeah,
Bitterbeef moved to Canada a long time ago, so he's a citizen of Canada.
That motherfucker's
it
still
was
Russian.
our way of
Exactly.
punishing Russia. It was our way of punishing Russia for what they did to Ukraine. You
Exactly.
know?
That's why they
Yeah.
wouldn't make that fight. And Turkey said, "Fuck that," and got it done.
Hey, I gotta drop y'all. Salute to you two cents. All right, I just wanted to
All right, Box Man, appreciate
All
it.
right,
All right, brother.
BK.
salute y'all. Bye.
VA
Salute,
Money
man.
Group, what you talking about in the chat? I seen you going off earlier.
He mad because they on
Let me see
Devin
what VA
head.
Money Group
And he
said. Serrano been
not
around
Devin, just
since
black fighters.
Serrano been around since Shields was in middle school. She owes Clarissa money. What you talking about? Serrano been an exciting fighter for over 15 years, but no one cared until the last 4 or 5 years. You know why no one cared until the last 4 or 5 years? Because Clarissa Shields brought all of the attention to women's boxing after she won those 2 gold medals and came into women's boxing. She is the shift and she is the change that happened in women's boxing. Not Katie Taylor, not Amanda Serrano. Like VA Money Group just said, she been boxing for 15 years.
And the fighters are benefiting from her being there. Yeah, they're giving them credit for what Shields brought to the table, but
Yep.
that is exactly correct. She brought a lot of changes that they didn't implement until those 2 girls, Taylor and Serrano, had their fights, and they started pushing them for it and changed the narrative that they're the ones who created this excitement, who created these changes. But it was Shields, and
Tony
she
Yo,
doesn't.
Review says Katie is the
yeah.
reason why Shields doesn't move the needle. How, Tony Review? How Shields don't move a needle? She's the first
I,
She
American,
is the needle.
period, to ever win 2 Olympic gold medals back to back. They're not even having boxing in the next Olympics. How
hey,
she ain't
hey,
moved the needle?
hey, too. So I want to say something because I was just about to say something
That's a
about
crazy
that.
comment.
If you now, yeah, Carissa Shields, she does have a lot of confidence, a lot of accolades. Yeah, she's the most accomplished woman ever in boxing. But I think with her, either she's so much better than the competition, or there's just nobody out there that she has not had a memorable fight. Like I think with the Katie Taylor and the Serrano fight, it was so competitive that people. It's kind of like Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward. Even though they wasn't the best fighters, those are memorable fights, and people actually still to this day go back and watch those fights. They hadn't fought in over 20 something years because it was just a classic fight. And Carissa, maybe not to no fault of her own, has not had a memorable fight where you can just go back and be, you know what, I want to watch a Carissa Shields fight because she's dominating everybody. Either she's that good or the competition is that bad, or a little bit of both.
You're making a good point.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I
this.
think she's that good. But shout out Tony Reviews. What's your two got for the panel?
Is my mic going in and out? Okay, there it
We
goes.
can hear you. We can hear you.
Wait, is it going in and out?
You sound clear.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna say this first. Shields is a hell of a fighter. She's a very good fighter, but she don't move the needle. So let me break it down. Shields tried to do a pay-per-view on her own. Katie Taylor at the time was already doing pay-per-views, getting known in England. Because you got to think, there's not just American pay-per-views. There's other countries that do pay-per-views too. Katie Taylor was starting to build a name, starting to bring it up over in the UK. Shields tried to do a pay-per-view. I forget who she was fighting. It didn't even do 5,000 buys. She couldn't even get 5,000 people to buy her
Didn't
pay-per-view.
she fight Savannah Marshall on pay-per-view?
No. Let me get to that. Hold on. So she had a fight in America that she tried to do on her own. During that time span, Katie Taylor blew up. Is the highest paid female fighter over there in the UK. To show you how Shields doesn't move the needle, yes, she had a pay-per-view with Savannah Marshall. But did they fight in America? No. Shields had to go all the way to the UK to fight Marshall because Katie Taylor had already built a market for women's boxing in the UK.
Because since it's a market for women's boxing in the UK, Clarissa Shields was big over there. She was big over there too.
It was built off of Katie Taylor. So Shields had to go to Katie Taylor's country to even sell anything. That tells you that regardless who the better fighter is, because Shields is the much better fighter, without a doubt, way better fighter, way more accomplished. Katie Taylor, in my opinion, gets the Canelo treatment. She loses fights and wins on the scorecards. But the bottom line is, Katie Taylor is the one that blew up women's boxing of this era, not Shields.
How you?
I just told you how.
You think Clarissa Shields? Listen to me. No, wait. Let me ask you a question. You think Clarissa Shields went over to the UK and sold tickets because of Katie Taylor? Is that what you're telling me?
What I'm telling you is, if Shields moved the needle, Savannah Marshall would have had to come to America, to Shields' home country, to the champions' home field. Marshall would have had to come here for the fight. But because Shields has no viewership, she had to go to the UK. The only reason why there was a big viewership for Savannah Marshall and the UK was built off of Katie Taylor. So yes,
if I'm a female boxer and I'm well known and I do have fans in the UK, wouldn't I fight in the UK where the market for women's boxing is bigger? If I fight a fighter from the UK and the women's market, hold on, let me finish. And the women's market for fighting is bigger in the UK and I have an opponent already there in the UK, it would make more sense for me to go fight in a market that's bigger for women's boxing than trying to fight in the US.
The point is being missed by you. The only reason why the market was bigger for women's boxing in the UK was because of Katie Taylor. She's the reason why there was a market in the UK.
Well, you're talking about the UK. Boxing. Okay. I don't disagree with you there, but the point that I'm making about Shields is she brought more eyes worldwide, globally, period, to women's boxing because she won 2 gold medals.
Women have been winning gold medals way before Clarissa Shields, and it did nothing. In fact, I would say Shields, women's boxing right now isn't even as big as it was when Ann Wolfe was fighting. Layla Ali, it was way bigger in the 90s. So women's boxing ain't even as big as it used to be. It fell off a cliff. It disappeared into the void. Then it came back with Katie Taylor. Then Clarissa Shields had to go to the UK to fight a UK fighter because the market was biggest in the UK based off of a UK fighter named Katie Taylor.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. Like, Shields is the better fighter. She's the more accomplished. She's going to go down as an ATG. She's undisputed, 3 divisions now? So
where's Katie Taylor from?
Katie Taylor's from Ireland. She's from the UK. There was no women. So let me put it like this: women's boxing was so small in the UK before Katie Taylor. She had to go to a men's gym. There was no market. Katie Taylor is what made the women boxing as big as it is in the UK.
How old is Katie Taylor, and how much longer has she been pro before?
How old is Katie Taylor? She's like 37, 38.
And how much longer was she pro before Clarissa Shields?
It's irrelevant to who built it.
I'm just asking you a question. How is my question irrelevant? How much longer was she pro before Clarissa Shields? It's a question.
I would have to look when they both turned pro. I don't know.
I think she turned pro around like 25, 26, something like that.
All right, we got VA Money Group on the panel. What up, VA Money Group? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, first of all, I just remember where I know Tony reviews from, right? So I'm subscribed to a guy named Ultra Tech Sports Raw. What's up, Tony?
What's going on? How you doing?
What's up? So I think I hear him up there all the time. He's over there with the UK guys and stuff like that. All this praise for Katie Taylor is, I mean, we've seen fighters get built up all the time. We've seen, you know, they accuse most black fighters on the top ranked roster as being top ranked hype jobs. For me, from the outside looking in, that's how I view Katie Taylor. She's just somebody to build, you know, women's boxing. She did build women's boxing. She's not all that good. Does she deserve a ton of respect? In my opinion, no. If you're an American, right, not Tony reviews, I know Tony's over there with the UK guys. If you're an American, you don't know who Katie Taylor is. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about Amanda Serrano and Clarissa Shields. We're not talking about over in the UK because these are two different markets, right? And they don't spill over either. So we can't talk about what Katie Taylor did in the UK and say that that has an impact in America, because it doesn't, right? So in America, like what we're talking about, Clarissa Shields has made women's boxing somewhat relevant. It's still not a great product outside of Amanda Serrano, Clarissa Shields, and then
it's a few. It's a few, and there's a lot of up and coming women.
Alicia Baumgartner made a name for herself. Michaela Mayer made a name for herself.
Anna Gabriel.
Pandora.
Yeah,
but
they sold out Madison Square Garden. That was a big deal, man. That was a big deal.
Who sold it out?
They both. Oh, I'm sorry, VA Money, just real fast, because she asked me a question. I'm just going to chime in real fast.
Okay, yeah,
hey, they both went pro in 2016. Shields and Katie Taylor went pro the same year.
Okay.
And to the chat, yes, look it up. Ireland is a part of the UK.
Are you sure about that, buddy? Are you sure about that?
I'm looking at it right here.
Northern Ireland.
You mean it like touches it?
Who know their geography? Who know their geography up here?
All of Scotland, Northern Ireland, and all of England are a part of the UK. So Ireland is a part of the UK.
Ireland separated. There's Northern Ireland.
Northern
is like
Ireland.
is like right line there. That's why they had a civil war for so long.
Northern Ireland is a part of the UK. So Ireland is a part of the UK.
I am your leader says you're wrong again, Tony.
Yeah,
I don't even think Scotland is still part of the UK anymore. Actually, I think it's just
Scotland definitely is. Ireland, I don't know about all that.
Somebody ask ChatGPT. Somebody Google it.
Ireland is an independent
part
country.
of the UK.
Part of Europe, I don't know about the UK.
But anyway, so that's what you're saying, VA Money Group, and that just takes credence to what I keep saying when I keep trying to say they keep trying to make it seem like somebody else is trying to do things that Clarissa Shields has been trying to do since she came into boxing, and they keep trying to kind of push Shields to the background and kind of sweep her shit up under the rug and keep trying to put Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, shove them down our throat. And that's my 2 cents about that.
Hey, we can be honest though. Was that not a good fight though? Those two fights that they did, was it exciting?
That was a fantastic fight, and that's the kind of fight.
I mean, be serious. I mean,
that was a
good
fantastic
fight. I mean,
That's the kind of fight
they-
Clarissa
Yeah,
still needs.
both the fights were good, in fact,
They
and
should fight
Katie
again.
Taylor lost both of them. They were so good, and Katie Taylor has lost 2 times in a row that they want to see a third fight. Why do y'all want to see a third fight? Somebody has already lost twice in a row. Clearly, they're not going to let her win.
because the
both
female.
times.
It's a female version of Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti. That's what it is. They just match up well together. It's a classic fight.
But they not matching up well together. Katie Taylor beating her both times and getting robbed.
No, but I'm saying as far I'm talking about the action. The action is like it's good action.
I got a question for Coach Eddie. Yo, Coach, how many Katie Taylor fights have you seen? Not including the Serrano fights.
Probably. I ain't followed that much. Cause I don't really follow women's boxing that much to be all the way honest. I see the main fight, but I don't just follow it.
Greg, have you watched any Katie Taylor fights outside of Amanda Serrano? You've seen three?
Seen three.
3 other fights?
Three
outside
other
of
fights, yes.
Okay.
Ireland is an independent country called Republic of Ireland. It is not part of the UK and has been independent since 1922. Just Northern Ireland is part of the UK.
Exactly.
That's what I try to tell old boy.
Northern Ireland is a part of the UK. Do you know what somebody born in Northern Ireland?
You said Ireland is part of UK too.
Do you know what somebody born in Northern Ireland calls themselves? Irish.
They probably call themselves Northern Irish.
No, they
I mean, but you got
Hey man, just to
Clarissa Shields' last fight. It was abysmal though. I mean, her opponent was super duper trash, man. And I think that's what's hurting her. That her opponents, that girl was garbage that she fought for the championship. I mean, she was horrendous. Horrendous fight.
That's women's boxing though. Women's boxing. That's what I'm saying about women's boxing.
She was trash though. I mean, she wasn't no good. She was garbage.
No, all that matters is getting a belt, Coach Eddie. That's what I've been hearing on these YouTube streets.
That's all y'all like to say. If it's a champion, it's a champion.
But the girl can't. But I mean, you can see the girl can't fight though. She couldn't fight.
I could see Cambosis can't fight, but nobody cared.
But do you think Clarissa Shields has the same issue or problem with opponents that Roy Jones used to have? That he was just that good that everybody?
Absolutely not.
I am your
not
leader,
even close.
So you don't think she's that? You don't think what I'm saying? I'm not saying she's good as Roy
those
Jones.
opponents aren't out there for her to fight. I don't think it's like good opponents ducking her. It's just none. I don't think
they're not there. Yeah, women's boxing is not. It's not a big talent.
She's way ahead of her time.
Not a big talent pool. I mean, it is what it is.
But what I'm saying, Coach, do you think that she has to? And I'm not saying she's good as Roy. I'm saying does she have the same issue that he used to have with his opponents? Him being that good that everybody he fought looked bad.
Nah, because you had Bernard Hopkins, you had Tony, you had James Toney. I mean, you had guys who gave me, you had Montel Griffin. So Roy had some good, credible. As a matter of fact, Montel Griffin beat James Toney twice.
Right.
I mean, so Roy had good fighters that he was beating. Clarissa Shields just don't have no good fighters that she's had. She don't have no good opponents. That's all. I mean, not her fault that the girls can't fight.
Christina Hammer, that was a good opponent. She just beat the brakes off of her. She beat Savannah Marshall. That was a good opponent. She just beat the brakes off of her. Who else she beat? She beat Hannah Gabriel.
Hannah Gabriel. Yeah, I mean that she should have ran that fight back. That should have been.
Hannah Gabriel's popped dirty. She was about to fight her.
Yeah, that should have been a rematch on that one.
Hannah Gabriel's popped dirty before they fight. That's
and I'm gonna tell you another thing too. Clarissa Shields is starting to get her auntie body right now. She's getting real thick. She's getting her legs are getting big, her butt is getting big, and I'm like, I'm being dead serious. She on her way out. She about to have a baby pretty soon. Trust me. Next year she'll be pregnant.
Yeah, I think this conversation about the competition.
Papoose don't mind.
The competition of Clarissa Shields.
That's right.
because I said the conversation around Clarissa Shields' competition, in my opinion, is disingenuous because Monster is down there fighting guys like Doe Haney. You know what I'm saying? That's a 37-year-old bantamweight. After Nepalez, now he's going to fight Goodman. He fought, I think, Maloney. These are guys who aren't good, right? Period. By any stretch of the imagination, by any standard, they're not good. Does anybody say anything about it? No. Is Monster a big name fighter? Yes. Is he a top fighter? He's number one pound for pound. No one complains. So here you have a female who's carrying women's boxing, and now there's all this criticism. Where's it coming from? Why? You know what I mean?
And she's only fought champions, y'all. Has she not only fought champions? Has Clarissa Shields not only fought champions her whole career, so for maybe her first 2 fights?
I guess the thing about women's boxing, you can be a champion with 4 fights. I mean, literally.
Lomachenko was a champion 2-3 fights. You know what I mean?
Lomachenko was a freaking hype job too, man. Lomachenko was overrated, bro.
What about?
But my question is, name another woman in women's boxing that's only been fighting champions. None of them. None of them.
That's a fact.
She's not cherry picking. She's not doing. She's just fighting the best in every division that she's going to, and she's beating all of them. She can't do anything any different. Like she can't do anything any different. Like you got the belt, you the best. I'm gonna fight you. It's not like it's other people she maneuvering around and all of that. They don't have that.
Man, that's all you can do. I mean, that's all you do is fight the best person at the weight class. Like in women's heavyweight division, it may be only literally only 10 girls there. I mean, I don't know. I'm being serious. I don't know how many it is, but it's not many.
The problem is the criticism, though, is what I'm saying. Like, there's all these narratives about, oh, there's no fighter, she's fighting bums and this and that. But it's like, okay, that happens. That happens. Monster happens to be in a division where there isn't any competition. There's one guy he doesn't want to fight.
What are you talking about?
There's one guy he doesn't want.
He beat Fulton, who was undefeated.
That's one fight.
One guy.
That's one
fight. We criticize male fighters all the time, though. We criticize male fighters every single day.
No. I'm speaking about specifically Monster Inoue, right? I'm not talking about because you guys will critique Tank Davis all day. Shakur Stevenson, you'll kick him in his ass. You guys will critique any of those fighters like that come off of social media. I'm talking about Monster Inoue, the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, fights absolutely nobody.
What are you talking about? That is like you must have never watched this. Okay, first off, you said,
so on the reviews, let me ask you a question. Name the top. No, hold on. On the reviews. Hold
What's
on.
up?
Name the fighters that you think that he fought that was like up to par with the competition.
He beat Donaire twice.
How old?
Donaire was old, bro.
Donaire was like 50 years old.
And then Donaire still broke his jaw.
Okay, hold on, pause. Wait a minute, pause. Inoue beat Donaire, okay?
Donaire
comes back to beat like 2 undefeated dudes who are in the division to re-win a title. So how was he holding over the hill when he beat him?
You're not making your point. You're making my point. You're making my point. How many 38-year-olds can become champion at 154? How many 38-year-olds can become champion at 140?
Terrence Crawford's knocking on the door. We just saw Beterbiev beat Beeble, who's 39. We have Usyk, who's pushing 38. I mean, how many 38 champions are right in that range do you want me to name?
Dog, you're talking about
a lot of them are in their. A lot of the champions now are in their later 30s.
No, that's not true for the lower divisions. That's not true. That's not true. You're talking about Terrence Crawford. He's an all-time great.
Okay, you said.
Listen,
see, now you're changing the criteria, moving the goalposts. I just named you Beterbiev, Usyk, Crawford. I named you 3 off the top of my head without even really having to think about it. And now all those are just. No, you said how many 38-year-olds can be champions? I just gave you 3 on the fly without even thinking about it.
I specified 154. All you gave me was Crawford.
Oh my goodness.
I specified the weight divisions, right? When you get up to heavyweight, you got 40-year-olds that's just trying to get titles. Obviously, light heavyweight, that's a little bit different, right? But when these lower weight classes, age is a big deal because they're not getting knockouts like that. It's 12 rounds of fighting, and it's a lot of punches getting thrown. It's a different type of boxing than a lot of these bigger divisions.
Like what are you talking about? You're talking about the Casamaras, the Chocolatitos? Like, what are you talking about? They're not getting knockouts like that. I don't think you watch the lower weight classes because there's a lot of knockouts. Bam Rodriguez's, they don't get knockouts like that.
No.
What are we talking about?
Dog, you're naming the absolute top guy in the division. I'm talking about the whole division. They don't get knockouts. Like Goodman, Maloney,
Dang, I
all
forgot
these
to put my
British guys.
graphics up
These
today,
guys have got
y'all.
like 30 fights and like
Maloney's
7,
from
8
Australia.
knockouts.
Hold
That's
on,
how
I'm
they.
gonna let y'all finish, but I forgot to put my graphics up today that I have for the show. So while they talking, I'm gonna put them up so y'all can see them. Go ahead.
So all right, Tony, listen. All right, go ahead. Finish naming your
Bill. I got that Bill.
finish naming monsters.
Bill.
Y'all go ahead.
Bill
I
the
just forgot to
Pill.
show my graphics while I was talking. Y'all go ahead.
Finish naming the resume, Tony.
So I'm gonna name the ones I can remember off the top of my head. You named Maloney. He beat Maloney too, by the way. And you brought up Maloney's name. That's somebody he also beat.
He beat Stephen. He beat Stephen Fulton, but
Yeah,
he cooked Stephen Fulton.
That's the
And
third time I said
Fulton.
that.
Okay, you had do you know who Omar Narvaez is? Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Okay, he's a very good fighter that he beat early in his career. Very good fighter. Extremely. In fact, he still might be a top 10 ranked fighter to this day.
He's still fighting.
I think he's a top 10 fighter to this
I was
day.
about to ask, who do you think
You know,
Inoue should be fighting? Because I think Inoue is great, and I think he's fought everybody who's been put in front of him. So who does anybody think he avoided or should be fighting?
I mean, Tapales. I didn't name Tapales. You can answer the question since you asked him, but I mean, we could go down. He's got at least
He's
8
supposed to
names
fight.
that I can think of that are very good fighters.
He was supposed to fight Casemiro. That's the only guy down there that can punch. That's the only other guy down there that can punch. That's the only guy down there that can counter punch and has power. And he doesn't want to fight him. He said straight up, he's done. He's done with Casemiro. He doesn't want to talk about him or nothing.
Inoue said that.
He said that when Casemiro kept calling him the turtle, the Japanese turtle.
I don't recall that, but okay, I'll take it. But that's the only person, though.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
So I'm very confused. But wait a minute. Hold on. I want to clarify this. So you said Casemiro, right? And then you just said, let's not talk about 38-year-olds whenever Casemiro is like in his mid to late 30s. What are we talking about? You're not even sticking to your own criteria.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They were supposed to fight like in 2019, 2020. That's 4 years ago. That's when the fight was supposed to happen. Casemiro blew weight, and then they gave the belt to somebody else, and then Monster fought that other guy, whoever that guy was. I don't even remember who the guy was, and then they've frozen him out since then.
So that's the reason why that fight hasn't
This was at 118. This was at 118, and then he moved up, and he's still not fighting him. He moved. Monster moved up. Casemiro followed him up.
Wait a minute. Whenever Casemiro was like around the 118 marker, he got dog walked by a bum, insulting. So what time, whenever they were both at 118, were they supposed to fight? Because I remember Casemiro lost to a cherry pick gone wrong.
When was this, bro? When was this?
I don't know. He just look it up. Look
that
up
never
his
happened.
I know he lost.
I know.
It was at 118.
That never happened. That never happened.
What do you mean he never lost to Sultan? Yes, he did.
So he had the belt at 118. He missed weight. He lost the belt on the scale.
So you just saying it's better fights out there for Inoue?
No. There's like if he's not willing to accept Casemiro, then there aren't. My whole point of saying this.
I gotta Google this.
I was saying that the criticism of Clarissa Shields' resume is disingenuous because you do have some great fighters that will fight in divisions where they're not fighting anybody. They don't have guys that are good that they can fight, and so they just have to dominate bums or lesser talented fighters. Lomachenko, he fought. Who did he fight? Tony, $1 Million Crawler. You know the UK names. $1 Million Crawler. Luke Campbell. Then fought Linares, and then fought Pedraza. And people are like, "Ooh, he's an all-time great."
No, nobody said that shit. Well, they did say that shit,
what?
but nobody believed that shit. Nobody
He was
believed.
number one over
Nobody
Andre Ward
believed Logan was the next coming of Ali. Nobody believed that bullshit.
They were still saying it though and promoting it.
Yeah, they can say whatever they want, but I don't mean it's true.
Man, ESPN was saying that. Nobody else.
And then another thing, Tony, that you missed I always get.
Wait. What did Loma have to do with Inoue? I'm confused.
I wanted to add this last one. That,
but I don't
when
understand.
I
How did we
asked-
go from Inoue to Lomachenko? The two
Hold on,
different
let
people.
VA. Go ahead. Let VA Money Group finish what he's saying. Go ahead, VA Money
It's
Group.
just great
They
fighters.
both top rank, I guess.
No, it's just great fighters who get respect while fighting nobodies. And I wanted to also like
You your
correct you,
potty?
or not correct you,
Huh?
not correct you, but you left out when you were naming Inoue's resume. You left out Jamie McDonald. That actually would have been the best name on his whole entire resume, outside of Fulton maybe. But Jamie McDonald was the best bantamweight. He beat Kameda like 2 times, and he was like the top guy at the division. And Monster ran through him like he was nothing. But outside of that, Monster does not have a resume at all. Period. There's nothing there. And Chocolatito, Estrada, all those guys they were there. Monster skipped the division, and that's it. So that's my point.
All I know is that boy can fight. That's all I give a fuck
Monster
about.
can fight. Shields can fight. I mean, it's
Mhm.
not her fault. Who's available in her era? It seems like she's really way ahead of her time, but we just not gonna find reasons to keep even with. And that's what I'm saying. At one point, it's accolades, and then you got a fighter that got the accolades. Now it's other criteria they got to meet. And that's the same point that I try to make with Tank. It don't matter if Tank had all that. Hold on. It don't matter if Tank had all the accolades. Y'all would be like, well, who he beat? It wasn't nobody in that division. It would always be something for you not to be able to give the man the credit. Like, it's always something for y'all not to give these fighters their credit. But then when y'all got the other fighters that's questionable or been moving strategically or doing this and doing that, and people want to point it out, it don't matter because as long as they got the accolades, and that's just what I don't like. I don't like the double standard.
Okay,
hold on. But we all do it. We do it to all the fighters. We do it to all the fighters.
Yeah, everybody.
We do it to Canelo. We do it to Canelo. We do it to Devin Haney. We do it to Deontay Wilder. We do it to Joshua. We do it. I mean, look. If you're a boxer, you got to be open to critique. And it is what it. I mean, it is what it is.
Hold on, dude. I don't want to get too far from the Inui because I want to wrap this up. Because he called out Casamera. So I just looked it up because I don't remember. They were scheduled to fight in 2022, and Casamera blew weight. That's the only reason why the fight didn't happen. So Inui didn't dodge him. He didn't duck him. Casamera couldn't show up to the fight right. So if a guy blows weight, gets stripped of a title, how are you going to put that on the other guy?
Block. Man, spin the block.
No, that's not what happened.
It was just said on Google that Casamera busted weight, and that's why the fight got canceled.
Why he ain't spin the block, Tony?
Who? Inui?
Yeah, why he ain't spin the block?
Because he went up and beat the shit out of Fulton.
Oh, he moved up. Man, that Fulton fight looks so crazy to me, y'all. Can y'all believe that Fulton fight? It gave me.
I know what happened.
Please tell me.
It was
One guy got
beat the dog shit out of him. That's what happened.
Yep. One guy got drug tested and the other one didn't.
Is that what happened?
Nah, skill, speed, and all that shit did won that fight.
Serious?
Huh? I'm dead ass serious.
Wait,
have you
why
ever
you
seen
say
Fulton,
that though?
Have
Why
you ever
you say
seen
that?
Fulton look like that?
No, I have not. It was crazy to me. It gave me like Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford vibes.
Oh, so they drugged him.
There you go.
Saying?
There you go.
Oh my
I
god!
didn't say that. I said,
Hey, top rank versus what?
PBC.
VA Money Group. Do you have a theory about that?
It's not a theory, man. It's not a theory. It's what happened.
Cooked. That's all it was.
Stephen Fulton asked for
I
drug testing.
I want to hear why
This what happened. Stephen Fulton foolishly asked for drug testing, but didn't specify that he should have gotten USADA. He went with VADA. So guess what?
USADA don't even in boxing, bro.
So they went drug testing.
USADA does not test boxers no more.
How long have they been out of boxing in the NHA?
So they went and drug test his ass, and then they didn't drug test Inouye, or Inouye got away with some crazy stuff, and he gets in the ring. He's one punch man. Whereas
on wild accusations, it's like
you're not even aware of this level of the conversation, though. You're just talking shit.
He's always been one punch man. I don't know what you're talking about. That's nothing new.
Yeah, he is.
You know what they blame it on? No. I'm not even trying to hear this because what they tried to blame it on before the fight was, he double stats his raps. So you know what Inouye did? He said, wait. Inouye said, fine. Hold on, let me finish, please. Anui said, fine, fuck it, we'll do it your way. And he rapped his raps the way Fulton wanted him to, and he still sparked that ass.
Yeah.
Let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
When I originally started my channel, y'all could go back. I think it might have been one of my first lives. I'm talking about Top Rank and all the corrupt shit that they be doing. I was gonna do my channel on boxing corruption because I was like, y'all, we talk about every aspect of boxing, the contracts, the fight, the trainers, the promoters, the managers, but nobody ever talk about the corruption. So I said, I'm gonna talk about the corruption, and I'm gonna center my channel around the corruption. I started looking up shit about corruption. I did one live stream about corruption, and I decided I'm not going to do that, because if I do this and expose all the shit that happens in boxing, nobody would want to watch it. And I say all that to say, we got to stop acting like this shit don't happen in boxing. We got to stop acting like corruption ain't a part of boxing. It's a part of it, y'all. It's a part of it. Like, it's gonna be there. It's not gonna not be there, which is what Victor Conte basically said. I got involved in boxing because it's the red light district of sports. That's why he said he got involved in boxing. So when we sit here and we speculate about things, I'm not saying if they true, I'm not saying if they not, I'm not saying that's why he lost. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying is you have to at least question and look at when people have speculations about things, when shit don't look right, when your fighter get in the ring and they look like you ain't never ever seen them looking. You've been watching them fight the last fucking decade, and you got a question. Hey, something wasn't right. This and this might have took place. That's all I be saying. But as soon as you try to bring it up, oh, that's excuses. Oh no, oh, I don't want to hear that. He was just sorry. He just made him look like that. No, guys. Let's be mature and realistic about this.
We can't hold on one second. We can't do that, because we in that case we can look at Trinidad and Vargas. You can say the same thing. Sometimes you just get in there with somebody who's gonna cook you, and it is what it is. It happens all the time in boxing. There's no level of corruption. It just, this dude is faster, he's stronger, and he punches harder than you, and it is what it is.
See, this is nonsense though.
Oh, you just get clipped though.
No,
you just get clipped.
But
that's nonsense.
I mean, shit.
But like,
you hitting the button. You hitting the button. You gonna blame that on steroids
no,
too?
that's the point I'm trying to make. I agree with Coach Eddie. Sometimes you get in there, you get your ass whooped and you get clipped. But sometimes it's those fights you watch and you just like, something ain't right. Like, and I'm not talking about you saying something ain't right after the fight and they done got their ass whooped. You noticing it before the fight. Y'all ain't never seen a fight that happened to y'all. I'm the only one.
Yeah, man. Why did Earl Spencer's face look like that? His face
was
never
tested
looked
by
like
VADA
that.
for the Fulton fight. I just looked it up. In fact, it's on their official website. Go look it up right now.
That's my point, dog. You just made my point. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
VADA?
Dog, I can't explain it.
Who else is going to test them besides VADA?
Understand it, brother. You're not a sovereign mind. You can't understand.
That's the problem.
What you're saying is VADA lied and let them get away with steroids, even though they called it.
That's what the fuck they do.
You can't put it past them.
Oh
How can you trust them? They got the steroids.
Hey, Tony.
If that's what they do, then why have so many fighters been popped by
remember
VADA?
Dylan White, Tony?
They pick and choose.
Yes, I know Dylan White. What about him?
You remember Dylan White?
Uh-huh.
So didn't he pop for Deanna Ball?
He popped by UCAD, not VADA.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
you don't even know what you just said. Exactly. We're done, bro. We're done. I'm not talking nothing else with you ever again, bro. You don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Oh my gosh.
You like to discuss stuff and not know what you're discussing. How do you pop for dog? Go do your research on these supplements and see how hard it is.
Go do your research. In fact, go to Dillian White's. Let me tell you what you can do right now. Go to Dillian White's Twitter. When you get on his Twitter, you can read the whole fucking thing from UCAD to where they took.
Why do I need to read Dillian White's Twitter?
No. You could say they're the ones that busted them.
It's called pharmacokinetics. It's called pharmacokinetics. This is science.
You're making a claim that you cannot substantiate.
It's a science, dog.
So is it?
UCAD said that he had nothing in his system and they cleared him.
Nah.
Yes.
He was out of boxing for like a year. He was out of boxing for like a year and a half. He had to come to America to fight.
You can
He was
fucking
out of
read
boxing.
the
He had to
report.
come to America to fight, bro.
So y'all
I
telling
mean, they
me
might have
y'all
cleared
don't
it. They
think
might have
that
cleared
y'all
it.
don't think that none of this stuff. Y'all don't think that I'm just using it. I'm not saying it happened. I'm just saying an example. Like y'all don't think that they could have let Anyway slip with a test. Like y'all don't think that could have happened.
You know, I'm
They could let
you
any
know the
boxer slip with a test. That's the
Okay, that's
case.
all I'm
Any
trying to
boxer.
say. Okay, that's all.
easiest
That's
way
the
to
only
cheat
point
in
I'm trying to
boxing, the
make.
easiest way to cheat in the boxing to go to the other fighter and say, hey, look, man, don't try so hard. That's it.
What are you talking about?
Don't try so hard
No,
this fight.
that's not the
No,
easiest way.
no, that happens. No,
No,
that happens. That happens. Trust me. That
but
happens. That been happening since like gangsters when they sit in the audience and they put the thumb down, they give you a nod and a wink. Hey, don't try so hard this
yeah,
fight.
yeah,
Look at
yeah.
Jamel Charlo. Have you ever seen Jamel Charlo like that? You mean to tell me that somebody that walk up and say, look,
Man,
don't
Jamel
try so
Charlo,
hard?
I don't know. And you know what? That is a possibility because I do.
Those are
Kovalev. Hey,
Hold on, I do
don't
feel. Hold on, listen. I do feel
don't
like
throw
if
don't
y'all
try
go
so
back
hard,
and watch that
Kovalev.
fight, I think it was in the 10th round, maybe. I don't know what round it is, but it looks like Jamel Charlo. He hits Canelo real hard with a right hook, I think, and then Canelo like look like he about to drop, and
buckles.
Charlo grabs him. Do y'all? I think it's in
Yeah,
the 10th
I
round.
remember
Y'all
that.
seen that?
I
Did you
seen
So
see
that.
to
that,
say, you
Eddie
trying to
Hearn?
say PBC set that up?
I'm not trying to
Oh,
say
no,
nobody set nothing
no.
up. See, y'all like to jump around
He
and say
jumped out the
stupid
window
shit.
with that shit.
I'm not
Well,
saying
hold on,
I
on
ain't
me.
just saying go back and look
BBC
at
was
that
the whole.
clip in the
BBC
fight.
did a show. I'm just saying.
So you never know.
I'm just saying, y'all talk about corrupt.
Maybe
It's
they
so
came
many
to
Y'all
ways.
talking
agreement
about Top
and
Rank being corrupt? I mean, a whole box is
Top
corrupt.
Rank is the
I
most
just want to see
corrupt.
fights.
Top Rank is the
Exactly,
most
but
It's
corrupt.
boxing is corrupt, and it's been corrupt, and
so
and,
many.
Right.
and we got
I
this
don't care.
mentality. We got this
Have to just
mentality
use
that
drugs to cheat in boxing. You can cheat in
yeah,
boxing in so many
Yeah,
different
yeah, but
ways.
you,
Just say,
you
hey man,
can't just say
don't try so hard.
you can't just say
That's
boxing's corrupt. So that's the
Or you
end of
could
it.
cheat, or
It
you can
is
cheat how
corrupt.
Eddie
We
Hearn
just
do it
want to
and
pick
put
and
his
choose
fight.
who
Hold
we
on, hold on,
want
hold on.
to critique.
Or you can cheat how Eddie Hearn do it by putting fighters in there that he know they're gonna lose.
That ain't cheating. That's
but
putting the fighter
hold on,
on.
That's
wait a
called
minute, wait
fixing
a
the
minute.
fight. That's called
How?
fixing the
Hold
fight.
on, wait. Hold on 1 second.
That's a way to
You,
fix a
you
fight.
hold on, Miss 2 cents.
That's
You
showing us the
fix it.
fighters can't fight.
Hold on, Chad. Hold on, give me 5 seconds. You fix the
Yeah, you
fight
got
since
that.
day one. If you got a gold medalist and you put this guy in with a debut guy, that's fixing the fight. That's a fixed fight. This guy's an Olympic gold
Exactly.
medalist, and he's fighting a guy who washes dishes. That's a fixed fight.
Exactly. That's my point
I
that
mean,
I'm
come
making.
on. I mean, that's part of boxing. You got
That's my
tomato
point.
cans, you got journeymen, you got has-beens, you got former champions, you got washed up, you got contenders, you got prospects. I mean, you got all kind of different levels of boxing, but we all need them. I mean, at
Exactly.
the end of the day,
And
everybody's
Eddie
needed.
Hearn got the tomato cans and the dishwashers clearly because his fighters keep fucking losing. Like, I want y'all to pay attention this year to how many of Eddie Hearn fighters lose. Last year, I started paying attention to this because I remember thinking, damn, Eddie Hearn gonna get your ass whooped. I remember feeling like Eddie Hearn get his fighters beat up, but it was just like a passing thought. But last year, I really started paying attention to Eddie and his
But
fighters that lose, they get beat. His fighters get beat up. I don't get it. Something is going on with that, y'all. Is what I'm trying to
You
tell
know,
y'all.
says
I'm gonna
you
I'm gonna
do
tell you what's
realize
going
though,
on.
Matthew, most of those fights are in house, so he's winning and losing.
No,
One of his fighters are winning.
Most fighters have in-house
That's what I'm
fighters.
saying.
but
That's what
that's
I'm
not how
saying.
this
Most
works.
matchroom
That's not
fights
how
are
this works.
in house, so
That's not how this
Eddie's obviously having one side winning too, right?
No, that's not true. So
What are we talking about?
one fighter is going to have more earning potential and hype behind him than the other. Like for instance, Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell was a gold medal winner from the UK, won it in the UK in 2012. I think signed with Eddie Hearn, got his ass whooped. You know what I mean? And then that was the end of it. That was the end of the hype train. He could have made so much money because he was just like
That's
Anthony Joshua.
fucking Luke Campbell's fault, not Eddie Hearn's fault.
Yeah, but I'm saying though,
Eddie Hearn's other fighter won that fight.
Who was that?
If we agree
who's the
on
other
that,
fighter? Who's the
Who's
other
that
fighter?
Irish guy? Michael.
Whoever
Who's the
beat
other
My, my,
Luke
fighter?
Campbell's ass. I don't
Who's the
know.
other
it,
fighter?
You tell
it's
me.
another guy. It's another Irish fighter.
Ryan.
Michael Collins or something who keep getting knocked out. Michael, he's supposed to be some big deal fighter from
Yeah,
Ireland. His name
Oh,
was
I know
Michael
you
Collins
talking
or
about.
something.
I know you talking about.
Yeah,
126. Yeah.
But who was
I mean,
Eddie Hearn's matchmaker? That's the issue here.
And if he do got a matchmaker, they losing on purpose. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
nah, ain't nobody
How is
losing
they
on purpose.
losing if they if most of the fights are in
If
house?
That's
And
absurd.
NHA, listen to what I'm saying. Y'all just follow me. I could be, I'm probably
Gotcha.
all the way wrong, but listen to what I'm saying. If I
You are
have a
wrong.
matchmaker and all my fighters keep losing year after year, they're matching the fights for them to lose. I don't know what part of
No,
that y'all not
I
understanding.
Who they
disagree.
losing to?
I disagree
You talking
100%.
about like when they cross promote?
I'm talking about period. Of course, whenever they what do you
I'm
mean?
But
gonna tell
if
you.
if
I'm
the
gonna tell you
fights
what.
are
I'm
in
gonna tell you what it
house,
is.
if the fights are in house, Eddie's winning regardless.
Yeah, hey,
Because
so
one of
check
them
this out,
fighters
though.
that won
Check this
is
out.
his fighters.
But Eddie don't
The
really be making in-house fights like that. He don't have enough fighters like that to just
Yes,
be
he
making
do.
in-house fights like that. No, he doesn't. That's why I was
Ammo.
asking. That's why I was like, why did Shakur Stevenson go sign with Eddie Hearn to make a cross-promotional fight? Because Eddie Hearn don't have no 35-pounders. That's why he
Eddie
was about to
Hearns.
bring up a 30-pounder to fight.
Eddie Hearns like slick black fighters. Montana Love, Ammo Williams. Let me
Beat
tell you
up.
something. The reason why they're not losing is because there is a decline in the black fighter. They're not as good as they used to be, and that's facts.
But
Because
I'm
now
not
they
just
don't have
talking about his black fighters, y'all. I'm talking about all
that.
his roster.
He
That's
get. I
most
think
of his rosters are black fighters. He got Eddie Hearns, a lot of black fighters on his
Eddie
Eddie just
roster.
Hearn
want to
is
talk some
getting
shit.
fighters out
Eddie
of the
just want to
way,
talk some shit about the
so he
black
don't
fighter.
have to
Go ahead,
pay
Eddie.
top dollar. He
So
can only
if
pay a few
so
top
so
dollar.
that's even worse. If Eddie Hearn got a roster full of black fighters and they always fucking losing, and he
Which
got
is
a
not true.
matchmaker, he's matchmaking his black fighters to lose, y'all.
No,
Y'all
those guys are
serious?
not as good as they used to be. I'm telling you, they're
Come
not.
on, man.
They're not as good as they were in the 80s and the 90s. They're not.
No, you're
They
right. You're absolutely right. You're
they are
absolutely
not
right.
as good because all your old trainers are dead. They don't have teachers anymore. They have
That's not why.
pad men. They have
That,
mitt
that-
men.
that's not
That's all.
why.
That's why they're losing all the time because they have
That's not
mitt
why.
men.
Then they got
That's one of the reasons they have mitt men. They don't have teachers
Here's the
anymore.
That's
There's
main
no.
reason.
Big
Here's the
reason,
main
coach.
reason
they
why
just
they're
want to
losing.
look. They just want to
VA
look
money
cute
group.
on the
Am I
mix.
tripping? Hold on.
Coach,
VA
that's
money
a
group.
big
Am I
reason
tripping?
that you just brought up. That's a huge reason. The brain trust. We talked about this before, I think. There's no brain trust out there anymore. The last two guys who was really great at training and teaching fighters that I can remember is Eddie Futch and Emmanuel Stewart. They're
Man,
gone now. Who is anywhere near them that's training fighters today?
Floyd Mayweather Sr. What's
Senior
my
not
man name?
training anymore, I don't think. I think
Nah,
he's
he got sick.
very
Y'all
fit.
got
Yeah.
Alzheimer's or something?
Yeah,
Kevin
he got
Cunningham.
dementia.
Kevin
Yeah.
Cunningham.
He's not on the level of
Barry Hunter.
Emmanuel Stewart. He's
Barry
good. I
Hunter.
mean, there's some decent trainers, but I'm saying there used to be a lot of
But
great
it's some good
teachers and
trainers. You
trainers.
got Robert Garcia. You got Derek James. You
Nah,
got
we talking about good black trainers. Dog. Like, it was something that when we knew back in the 80s and 90s, you could almost bet that the black fighter was going to win that fight 9 times out of 10. It wasn't no if and no question. Oh, I'm not sure. It wasn't even an issue. You
And a,
knew that the black guy was going to win,
and a
and that's
lot of those
facts.
and a lot of those trainers, coach, came up under some of the great trainers from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So iron was sharpening iron during that period, all the way up to the 80s. We ain't seeing that now. Not in terms of training, and definitely not in teaching.
I mean, I think Bernard Hopkins had one. He worked under Eddie Futch. Also, not seeing Richardson. I mean, Bernard. Look how long Bernard was a champion. Look how
Bowie,
long he was a champion.
Bowie Fisher was great, and he came, and
Facts.
Naseem Richardson came up under him. That's what I'm saying. Iron was sharpening iron during that time.
So, hey, none of that is the big reason why black fighters can't, what I'm saying, win as easily as they used to. The reason why it's so competitive now, like interracially, is because of performance enhancing drugs. So they
No, sir.
have
Nah,
listen, man, I'm just
No,
gonna tell you
sir.
what it is. So they have supplements that
two
make
things can be true.
Eastern European fighters less stiff. So they're more agile. Their reflexes are better and stuff like that. So the edge from being like a slick black fighter is just no longer there anymore because these guys, they can get to you now. So you have to really be able to stand with them and fight. Whereas before, all you had to do was be able to dodge or slip a punch, and after you slip a punch, then you can just you can counter with a combination before in the 80s and 90s. But now you can't do that no more.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I hear you, brother. I'm gonna tell you something though. The difference is those guys back then when they punch to hurt you. When these guys doing all these mitts and pads, they're robbing the fighters of the power because they're not letting these guys punch through the target. They're meeting the target. That's why these guys can't punch anymore. You go back and you look at you look at Emmanuel Stewart holds pads. He make you punch through the target. So when you hit the guy, you hurt the guy. I'm telling you, it's all we got is a bunch of mid men. He's got a bunch of mid men. That's all we got, bro. I'm telling you.
There's a difference in physical ability between the Eastern European fighters that are around today and the ones that are around 20 years ago. You don't notice a difference in how, like, their actual physical capabilities. You don't know the difference. You don't notice.
They've gotten better. I'll give you that, but it's not just.
All right, so check this out. Check this out. Let me just say this one thing. Sorry to cut you off, Greg. Let me just say this one thing.
But let me hold on. VA, real quick. Let me ask this real quick because Mr. Greg says not just performing his enhancing drugs, and that could possibly be true. But are you saying that they got better training now? Like why are they getting better? Are their training, quote unquote, getting better?
No, we're getting worse. Not they're getting better. We're getting worse. I'm telling you what it is. A lot of those good fighters came off the heel of Muhammad Ali. You go back and watch fighters in the 80s and the 90s, those guys were up on the toes, boxing.
I'm sorry.
I do know what I'm talking about. Give me a second. I know you're gonna cut me off in a minute. But
go ahead. You asked me a question, but go ahead, Eddie.
Oh no. Back then, those guys, they were up on their toes. They were moving. They were using their legs. These guys don't use their legs anymore. They want to stand in the pocket and sit there in the shoulder roll and try to catch everything, and they keep getting clipped, keep getting knocked out. You know, they trying to emulate Floyd, but you're not Floyd.
All right, so Kovalev, he was a great Eastern European fighter. Who was can you remember his coach?
The black guy.
Okay, so Golovkin, great Eastern European fighter. Did he come over here with his Eastern European coach?
Nope, black guy.
So listen, these guys, the
Golovkin was a Hispanic guy.
Yeah,
Abel Sanchez. Then he went to back. Yeah, Abel Sanchez. Yeah,
American. So these guys, they're not getting better training in Eastern Europe. The difference is performance enhancing drugs. They're able, the new stuff that we got out now, the GH secretagogues, they're able to increase their natural production of growth hormones, increase their absorption of growth hormones, and they're able to become quicker. Like, for you guys that don't know, in Japan, they discovered that growth hormones can make you run faster. They can increase they call it sprint capacity. They can make you faster, better athletes, pretty much. This is what they use in the NBA. That's why there's so many Eastern Europeans coming in the NBA. They could have, listen, back in the 90s and 2000s, these guys were too stiff to be in there with black fighters. That is gone now. It has nothing to do with a trainer.
Yes,
nothing
it does.
at all.
Yes, it does. You can take it.
Well, you're not even aware. You're not even aware of.
Oh, listen to
what
me,
I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
How do you say no if you don't know what I'm talking about?
There are new drugs out there. I'm aware of that.
You're not.
They're not going to make you better. I'm sorry. You're not going to get better unless somebody shows you how. You mentioned the Klitschko's. They didn't get really good until Emmanuel Stewart got them. That was the last of one of the great trainers in this country. You can take as many drugs as you want to increase your biologically be better, but somebody has to show you the skill and how to use it.
Let me ask you a question, Greg. Let me ask you a question.
I'm listening.
Did you watch Klitschko's last fight?
When he got beat by
AJ.
Yes, by AJ. Yeah.
How did he look in that fight compared to any of his fights before that? Did you know
he was like 50 years old though?
Did you notice a difference?
He was like 50.
He was
Did
old.
you notice a difference in how he looked in that fight?
I just said he was old.
What was the difference? Did you notice any difference in how he fought?
He slowed down. He was old. He had been fighting how many years?
No, that's not
Which fight are y'all talking about?
When he fought AJ.
Klitschko and AJ.
So
last fight.
I'm gonna tell you, and you can watch it. You can whatever. In that fight, he looked better and more athletic in that fight than he ever looked in his whole career. At 41, Go look it up.
I disagree with that 100%.
There is no disagree. Everybody said it.
But what
I mean, you can disagree. You can disagree just to disprove my point. You can disagree, but I was living in the UK real time. Everybody noticed. It's not a secret. He looked like he was 20 years old in that fight.
But what we saying?
Maybe AJ didn't look so good. That's why it made Klitschko look as good as you thought he did.
No. We're just talking about how he was moving. We're talking about his style of fighting, his footwork, his like Klitschko is known, like both of those Klitschkos, they're stiff. The whole career is
what are you talking about? When he fought David Hay, he was moving all over the ring.
I just said to you that they got better when
Did you even see the David Hay fight versus Klitschko? He looked way better in the David Hay fight. And David Hay was a mobile fighter that sticked and moved around the ring nonstop. And Klitschko was right there with him, moving with him, turning with him. What are you talking about?
The drugs don't give you skills. You have to learn that. You got to develop that. The drugs don't give you talent. You have to be born with that. You can
Nah. The drugs make you Ivan Drago.
Say it again now.
These guys have no idea what they're talking about.
The drugs make you like Ivan Drago.
The drugs can make you move up 3 weight classes and turn you into a one-punch knockout fighter who can throw 1,000 punches. That's what the drugs can do.
No, if you know how to throw the punches.
What do you mean? No, they can't.
You have to know how
to.
So VA, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Too much Rocky IV.
Let me ask you a question, VA Money Group. If just a below average fighter takes steroids, really was they gonna make them a champion? You know what I'm saying? Like
below average fighter.
What do you still gonna be a below average fighter? Maybe a stronger below average fighter, but it shouldn't make you be like just come up through the ranks. You know what I'm saying?
It's making it aggressive below average fighter.
Yeah, it depends on your particular physical capabilities. You'll have some below average fighters who.
Hey, brother, I hear you, man. But you talking a bunch of X's and O's, man. Boxing is more than just X's and O's, man.
There's no drug. There's no drug on this planet. There's no drug on this planet that any human being can take. That if you can't throw a punch, it's going to turn you into an OPM. It's not going to happen.
That's right.
You are either born a puncher or you're not. Steroids is not going to make you overnight become a knockout artist. If you're not already hitting hard, you're not going to hit hard. Because
steroids enhance what you already have.
Hold on 1 second. I give you a prime example. Tommy Hearns, before he got with Emmanuel Stewart, was not knocking it out anybody. And that's facts. He got with Emmanuel Stewart, he started knocking people out. Tommy Hearns wasn't knocking nobody out in the amateurs. So that the training and the teaching is a huge part of why boxers become champions. They become legends.
It's
the teaching. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know.
Absolutely.
We have right now is a bunch of mid men, MITTIS, mid men. That's it.
I just wish people like you bet fights so y'all can drive the lines to y'all to how y'all think. I just wish that y'all bet.
Have you seen my prediction percentage? I get like 95% right, and out of underdog picks, I get over 90% right.
Where's the record of this?
A shit ton of videos on my channel.
Come on, stop playing with me, man.
All right, y'all.
What are you talking about? Stop playing with you.
But let me say this: I've been on here about 2.5 hours. I'm about to go around the panel and everybody get a final 2 cents off, and I'll be back Sunday. But go ahead, Tony, reviews of VA. Finish our little back and forth, and then we're gonna start off with Tony's reviews. You can still get your final 2 cents for the show.
Yeah, but anyway. Oh shit. There it goes. Yeah, but VA, what are you talking about? Oh, here we go. I have a whole fucking shit ton of a playlist that you could go listen to predictions. And you'll see right after 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 right. Oh, maybe.
I listen to you all the time. I listen to you all the time, Tony.
Okay, so what are you talking about then? My predictions are fucking extremely high. Razor sharp. Like, you gotta understand, I done made some crazy picks. I picked George Kambosos to beat Teofimo Lopez, and the thing is, I broke it down, and he beat him the way that I said he would beat him.
No, that's a bad pick. Even though he won, that's
I picked Kambosos because T.O. was tripping that fight. T.O. was tripping.
No. Listen to me. A bad pick is just picking somebody and saying, "Oh, I think this guy will win." A good pick is picking somebody who should lose and saying how he should approach the fight, and the motherfucker actually doing it like you broke it down. That's what I did. So again, this is what I'm gonna tell you. I don't care how much fucking steroids you pump up your ass. It ain't gonna turn you into a fucking deadly puncher if you're not already one. It's only gonna make what you have better, but it's not gonna create anything that you're missing. It's just not gonna happen.
Okay.
All right.
But anyways, appreciate you letting me on 2 cents. Like always, y'all smash that like button, hit the subscribe. Where you at? You at 2K or 3K now?
I'm at 1.12K.
Okay, well let's push it to 2K. We need to get that by the end of February. Black History Month. Support the channel. Support the channel. Get us to 2K. You got 1 month to do it. Let's go.
Let's go. Shout out Tony Reviews. NHA, what is your final 2 cents for the show?
I just think we gotta stop, putting jackets on people, without any evidence. I agree, boxing's a corrupt sport. I think there's really no debate in that. It's been corrupt since the fucking incept of the sport. It's always gonna be corrupt. But we just gotta stop throwing like these accusations, and everybody has this type of opinion, but let's stop reporting stuff as like it's fact or like
Who
this
did
fight
that?
a loss, because we got a lot of people doing that. I'm not you, but you got people coming on panels. This the only reason this fight is winning is because he's juicing, because he's doing that. Yeah, he might be, but you don't know he's juicing.
Yeah,
And if that's the case, we don't. Then everybody's juicing. We don't know. Do you know what what fight do you know for a fact is not juicing? I could ask you that. Can you say unequivocally? There you go. Boxing's gonna be corrupt. It's always been corrupt. I don't know why we surprised. We
We don't
shouldn't be
have to
surprised
accept
at
it though.
you don't have to accept that, because either you accept it or don't. If you don't accept it, then stop fucking watching the sport, because it's not gonna change. It's always going to be dirty. Now, when a motherfucker gets caught, yeah, let him be dealt accordingly. He's gonna be ridiculed. He gonna, what I'm saying, he's gonna be suffer whatever consequences got to him. But me, I'm not the type that I can't put a jacket on anybody and say unless I know he's doing something for a fact. Because
so no matter
people
what
been
your
doing that
eyes
too.
see, so you saying no matter what your eyes see, you're not gonna even just acknowledge it because until it's
my
proven.
my eyes ain't seen nothing. If a test don't come back negative, if motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying,
Jay, that's crazy.
that's all I can go by. I can, because I come from an era, so I come from a background, and shit, motherfuckers constantly doing that to me, to us, always suspecting us of doing something illegal. You know what I mean? So I just can't put that same energy back into these other people and shit. That's just me. But everybody's entitled to the way, their own opinion, how they feel. You know, all I gotta do, I gotta respect that too. But
All
y'all
right.
have a good night. Always a good show.
All right,
All right, brother.
NHA, thank you for coming up. Coach Eddie, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Oh, I want to just thank you once again for letting me come up on the platform, and salute to everybody on the panel. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's cool. That's good. It's a diversity of opinions and ideas. But I just want to just stress that, in my opinion, just the training and the teaching of the fighters is so important, and it's been watered down. And that's one of the reasons why we're not getting the success that we once had in our golden eras. Because, it's just so important for these guys to learn the fundamentals, not only just the X's and the O's, but also fighting. Also, you got to have soul, you got to have spirit, you got to have rhythm, you got to have, intelligence, you got to know how to set traps, you got to know how to, you got to be well conditioned, you got to do hard training, you got to be focused, and all that. You got to have a good teacher who teaches you how to react in these situations. A lot of times it will boil down to the corners. if you take two great fighters like Ali and Frazier, you know, you got two guys who are evenly matched in their own right, two different styles but evenly matched. So a lot of time it does boil down to the preparation, and not only that, not just the X's and the O's, but your will, your determination. How bad do you really want it? You know, the hungriest dog is going to get the steak at the end of the day. It ain't all about this X's and O's. A lot of things in boxing that you cannot quantify. You just can't just put them in. You can't measure somebody's heart. You can't measure somebody's determination. You can't measure somebody's will. It's called intangible. And a lot of things you'll find that out in the fight. But that's why I want to land my plane at.
All right, Coach Eddie, thank you for coming up and supporting the show. Always great to have you on the panel. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I'm gonna follow right behind Coach Eddie. You can have all the talent, all the skill in the world, but somebody has, well, I shouldn't even say skill, talent. Somebody has to teach you how to use it. You can take drugs that can increase you biologically, can be stronger, faster, even more alert. But still, if you don't know how to use it, it's not going to do you a lot of good. Today's fighters are they're stuck below fighters from the 80s, 70s, 60s, and 50s. But that's what we have. Drugs are replacing the hard work. Drugs are replacing the trainers, because the ones that are still here. Drugs are doing a lot to fool people, but we're become aware of it. So when I hear that these guys are on drugs or using performance enhancing drugs, I have to look at who's training them, who's teaching them, and what are they doing in the ring while they're on these particular drugs. And a lot of times they're not doing anything different. They're not doing anything spectacular. They're just stronger and faster because they have the drugs. But we've seen fighters who allegedly who are on some kind of performance enhancing drug and still get beat, and sometimes get beat badly because the fighter that they're in the ring with is a better fighter, better conditioned, better trained, has the intangibles that Coach Eddie was just speaking of to still prevail. So I would say that too. I think that was VA. I'm not sure who it was that said. I'm not even going to say anybody's name, but whoever said that because there are these new drugs, you can now become this person. Drugs don't turn you into a skilled fighter. They just turn you into a faster, stronger guy. And I'll leave it at that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Greg, always for coming on and supporting the show and giving your 2 cents.
Oh, one
Shout
more
out
thing
to
I
Greg.
wanted to ask you. Are you on a different timeline than DC?
It's 9:30 here.
Okay, yeah, we're a different timeline. That's what I thought, because I was always trying to catch you here at 6:30, but I don't see you come on until 7:30 here. So now I know
okay.
there's a difference. Okay, I got
1
because it's
hour.
1:30
1 hour.
here. Yeah, 1 hour. Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Fight game. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
All right, I'm gonna say this. So I'm one of those people. I'm kind of skeptical of everybody, and I do think, you know, this is a sport where guys are going to cheat, and I say that because it doesn't matter if even if you're way better than me, you know, and I'm on steroids. I'm still gonna hope, you know, maybe you had a bad camp, maybe because you're so better than me that you're not gonna go as hard in your camp or whatever, and we get in the ring and you know, it's a different story, but especially, you know, he's talking about he don't want to put jackets on people. But man, if the jacket looks like it fits that dude, then it is what it is. You know,
If the
you know,
jacket working with Victor.
that's where I was going with it, because I think Victor is still giving fighters the cream in the clear. I still think he's giving these guys untestable steroids. Boxing is the most easiest sport to get away with that in. It's easier than um, all the other organized sports, because boxing isn't organized. It's all over the place. So it's the easiest, you know, and he's gotten Vada, so he knows the schedules. And I think anybody that deals with him should be in question. And y'all can say I'm wrong for that or whatever, but This guy has been caught for giving people undetectable steroids. And, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, they call it a corrupt sport. And we're not supposed to put jackets on people. But then why do you care when somebody gets caught? When Ryan got caught, the NHA too, you know what I mean? He got caught, but he beat Devin, and it didn't look like them steroids helped Ryan. You know what I mean? Like Ryan was just outboxing him. He was quicker to the punch. Devin was trying to fight the wrong fight, and he lost. But they want to blame it on the steroids in that case. But and Mr. Greg just said it. It don't matter how good you are. You know, it ain't gonna give you no skills. You know, but I think a lot of people are cheating in boxing. You know, I just think the talent gap is real wide in some cases. So I think, you know, like a large number of the sport is probably cheating, like 75% probably. You know?
That's a big number. I think they say what they said. What does Victor Conti call himself? What does he call himself? A nutrition?
Oh, phlebotomist? A phlebotomist?
Nah, not a phlebotomist.
Mad scientist?
What Victor call himself, y'all? They conditioning, they strength and conditioning coach. What he call himself?
Oh shit, I don't know.
He doesn't call himself a strength and conditioning coach because he doesn't train people like that.
I think it is. He called himself something, and I'm like, no. But I think that supplement nutritionist, strength and conditioning coach thing is. They said when those people start getting involved in boxing, that's when the shit really went kind of rampant.
Right, boxing's got more eyes on it. You know, now it evolved like everything else, and you can't tell me those guys back in the day, like these guys are saying, when they had good training, so called, that they had all these supplements and vitamins and all this crazy advanced stuff back then, like they do now. Like these fighters, you know, in the UK and all these people have access to now. Everybody didn't have that.
But that's another thing too.
You can't compare that.
Like y'all don't be seeing how much of these UK fighters be getting caught cheating for drugs. It's like
right.
They be popping like how many Eddie Hearn fighters pop dirty? They was popping back to back to back to back, and I'm like, yo fighters popping dirty and losing. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Thanks for having me on the panel. You know what I'm saying? I like rocking out up here. Peace out to everybody, and I'll be back up when you go live again.
All right, I'll be live again Sunday. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the $5 in the super chat. He says salute 2 Cents Boxing in the chat. Shout out Big Dog Willie. Oh, y'all can't hear that. All right, there we go. All right, my guy, VA Money Group. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I just want to wrap up the conversation about how important PEDs are to us. Well, I know I sound like a broken record every time I come up here. I talk about the same thing because I actually have some information about the stuff that I'm talking. I don't just spout off about stuff I don't really know. You know what I mean?
And I know what you be talking about when you come up here. Like I said, I've studied that side of boxing. I'm well aware of what's going on.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I get what you be saying. I don't, like I say, I don't really like bring it up or talk about it a lot because a lot of people can't like wrap their head around it. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing though. Here's the thing, like what Greg and Coach Eddie would say. Like when I say, oh, you know, this guy is most likely on PDs, they'll be like, nah, and I'll try to give reasons why I think that, and they just like poo it, and it's like, dog, if you don't know something, don't act like you do. You know what I'm saying? When I start talking about PDs, these guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but they cut me off every time and try to be like, no, that's not what happened. And it's like, listen, this is how this works, right? When he starts talking about the 40s, 50s, and 60s, right, particularly the 30s and 40s, guys would fight 20-something rounds, and most of those guys will have like 60% knockout ratios and stuff like that. be throwing thousands of punches and all kind of wild stuff like that. Nowadays, guys fight 10 rounds, throw 200 punches, and got 90% knockout ratios. Do you not understand like why that is? Do you not understand that we're in the era where the most important guy in camp, as far as like on the team, is the strength and conditioning coach? These guys, if I say Alex Ariza, that doesn't ring any bells with most of these guys on these panels or in the chat. They have no clue what that is.
They don't know who Alex Ariza is. They don't know who Memo Heredia is.
Yeah.
They don't know who's, and I got some other names too, like a Chinese guy. I got some names. I got names.
You got some names? So
I don't know
these guys. Who you talking about? Regis, the guy with Regis?
What's it? Maybe.
Well,
see, if you read through the comments of some chats and people say names and they talk about it, and I look them up.
Oh, yeah. So what I'm saying is that these supplements are highly effective, like highly effective, and there's zero way to to exaggerate how effective performance enhancing drugs are in this sport of boxing. Because at the end of the day, what you're doing is punching the guy upside the head and punching him to the body. When guys start talking about skills and this and that, dog, you can replace skills with ability with force production. You get what I'm saying? The ability to hit a guy and have him respond adversely to that. In the UK, they say, "Oh, when this guy hits you, you stay hit." Right? What that means is this guy is hitting really, really damn hard. When you remember Triple G when he first came over to America and started fighting on HBO, dog, he was hitting guys and they didn't know what they were getting hit with. They had no clue how to deal with that kind of power. Now, Triple G is a highly skilled fighter, Olympian, all this other stuff. But to keep it real with you, he didn't have to be a highly skilled fighter to get all those knockouts. All he had to do was land a couple punches. He wasn't landing 100 punches in a fight. He was landing like 50, 60 punches. Guys, they couldn't they couldn't deal with the power, and that's because of performance enhancing drugs. That, like, when you're gambling boxing and you need to be right, not to win an argument, but to win your money back, to win your thousands of dollars back, this is important. This is the only thing, I swear to goodness, this is the only thing that matters. The like I said before, PEDs and the response that fighters are having off of these PEDs, because everybody's different, right? Like you guys said, some guys they can punch a little bit, but then when they get on PEDs, it's like they become one punch knockout artists. That is so important to know. You get what I'm saying? So when I call out Monster as somebody who's juicing, I don't want to hear somebody else say, "Oh, well, everybody's juicing." No. This is an Asian man, right, who has moved up 4 or 5 divisions right now and still has a six-pack. Now, you go back 50 years and see guys, what they look like when they move up 4 or 5 divisions. You see if they keep their power, see if their power increases, see if their speed increases like that. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I got, man. These guys that come on these panels and try to counterfeit the potency of PEDs, these guys have no idea what they're talking about. And for you guys in the chat that only like to talk trash about black fighters, go find another sport. All right, that's all I got.
Shout out VA Money Group. Thank you for joining me on the panel. Listen, I love my panel. I love my audience. Everybody is so diverse. Everybody come over here with their own opinions, and we get up here and we mix it up and we chit chat about it. I want to appreciate everybody. I want to let everybody know tonight on Friday night. World, but you spent the last 2 hours and 53 minutes here with me. I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody that donated in the super chat. Thank you for everybody that donated in the Cash App. Thank you for everybody that punched that like and subscribe button. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll be back again Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. Interesting conversation tonight. I forgot to put my graphics up, y'all. Why y'all ain't remind me? No, I'm just joking. But listen, if you don't want your host kicking you off the panel, cussing you out, timing you out in the chat, leaving you in the background when you're trying to get on the panel, come on over to 2-6 Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.